It's time to rally in the valley. It's Matsu Miners Baseball, and Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard have it for you next on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Welcome into the Miners Pregame Show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's the voices of the Miners, Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard.
Less than 24 hours ago marked the best pitchers duel the Matsu Miners have seen all season. The Miners pitching staff combined to work 15 innings of scoreless baseball and a 1-0 win. Brigham Hill was backed by outstanding relief work by Brick Paskowitz and Texas A&M teammate Corbin Martin. The Miners' offense was also held scoreless for much of the game, however, as starter Ryan Hinkst pitched 9 shutout innings and was backed by 5 2/3 innings of relief by his bullpen after the fact. Despite the grind, the Miners' offense was able to outlast the Alaska Goldpanners 1-0 in a walk-off fielder's choice in which Jake Schleppenbach reached first base safely after first baseman Austin Bush bobbled the ball after an attempted double play to end the inning. The Miners are back at it tonight with a new opponent in the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Herman Brothers Field. Kyle Howard here with you, alongside my broadcast partner, Ken Peel. You're now tuned into the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. It was chilly earlier, but it has since warmed up, and the sky has cleared up significantly here at Herman Brothers Field. We're about set for baseball here in Palmer. Last night, Brigham Hill, the birthday boy today, was dominant on the mound. He worked 7 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 3 and walking 3, making his best overall outing on this season. Tonight, the Miners turn the ball over to James Harrington. Harrington tossed 6 1/3 innings in his last start, allowing 1 earned run while striking out 2 and walking 3 to earn his second win of the season and a 5-1 win over the Chinooks. Kevin, what does he need to do tonight to match the performance of teammate Brigham Hill from last night and carry over his success from his last start against the Pilots team that was beating him twice this season?
I think that last point you made is the most important one for James Harrington to dwell on. This is a Pilots team that has gotten to him twice this year. I know that he definitely is not satisfied with that and is going to come out hungry to get a win. He has had some struggles this year up here pitching, but I do know this, that he's a great pitcher. He has a great arsenal at his command, and so what he's going to try and do tonight is come out, and it's really hard to follow up a performance like Brigham Hill's and like many of these pitchers' starts that we've seen this year. However, we keep saying that, and the starters keep really backing that up with solid performances on their own, but I think for Harrington, it's about the work that he puts in off the field, and I think we've seen that. We've been able to see him thriving, starting to get better in his bullpen sessions, and I think that's really going to help him carry over. And maybe it just hasn't been enough reps for him in the ABL so far, where he plays in the Mountain West is a lot different conference and situation than the ABL. So I think he's going to come out today and pitch really well, in part because the Pilots have given him trouble. It will give him some more motivation to come out there and go get this W. And also knowing that you're 0-3 against this Pilots team at home helps. I think it gives you an extra incentive to say we got to start protecting our house against the Pilots team. We did a great job on the road against them. Now we got to come home and transfer that success.
And in that win last night, the Miners used 2 relievers, who have been described as being the back-end bullpen guys, in Corbin Martin and Brick Paskowitz. Martin pitched 3 innings, while Paskowitz retired the side in order in each of the 5 innings he worked. Kevin, what impact, if any, might this have on what the Miners expect out of Harrington tonight and on who might be available out of the bullpen later in the game?
Well, one thing's for sure, it may raise the expectations a bit, but not very much on Harrington. They're not going to ask him to go 9 innings today. I mean, if he can and is pitching well enough, sure, go ahead. Go ahead and go on 9 innings, James. But when you look at it, the bullpen is solid, top to bottom. But what they're going to have to turn to is a couple guys that maybe have had some struggles this year so far in the ABL. This is the opportunity for guys like Byron Hood to step up and get some big-time relief appearances, and he's digging to try and get back on the hill and earn his right to keep pitching a lot of innings in this bullpen. Also, a guy like Sebastian Valenzuela, who's had some good relief work this year, started as the starter, came back from illness, and has pitched very effectively. As opposed to the situation, Paskowitz pitching 5 innings last night means if they're in a safe situation, they're going to have to look to someone else tonight. And I think you got to look no further than a guy like Trent Thompson out of UCF, a guy that has come into games, has won some key games in his college career in terms of saves. That's what I mean to say, saves instead of wins. But that's a guy that has had lockdown performances. He's a solid 7th and 8th inning guy set up for Paskowitz. He might be a guy that has to come out today and try and lock down a save to win this game for the Miners if the game is tight.
And the Miners will be looking for Harrington to step up big for him tonight. And we'll see how he fares in just a moment. That'll take us to the our first break of the pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. When we return, we'll have the pregame profile for tonight and to the birthday boy, Brigham Hill. Stay tuned. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome to the pregame profile, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle Howard here with Brigham Hill, the winning pitcher, should have been the winning pitcher last night. He pitched 7 innings last night and pitched very well, and certainly deserving of a victory last night. Unfortunately, the offense got a little off to a slow start, but ended up getting the win late in the ball game. The Miners win that one in 15 innings last night. Brigham, good start last night. How are you feeling today?
Feel pretty sore, but no, I felt great. It was tough. Tough game for both sides. Other pitcher did better than I did. Made it to 9. Made a bunch of plays out there and just kept swinging the bats, and it was awesome.
And Brigham, you're from Nacogdoches, Texas, where you were born and raised. Talk about growing up there and how they shaped you to who you are now today.
Nacogdoches. So I moved there when I was probably 6 or 7, and just a country place. Everyone's blue collar there, hardworking, and I feel like that has a lot to do with my work ethic here.
Do you think it's somewhat similar to here in Palmer as far as that goes?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Not as beautiful here, but it's definitely a lot similar.
And talk a little bit about your baseball career in high school. Started off committed to Stephen F. Austin, which is in your hometown, and ended up decommitting there and going to Texas A&M. Talk about that process and what led you to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah. So I was committed there kind of my freshman and sophomore year, and ended up getting Tommy John sophomore summer. I come back throwing a lot faster, and just talking to my family and friends, I decided Texas A&M was a better decision, better education, and I'm so happy and blessed to be there.
And also with that, here out with the Matsu Miners, you're with 2 of your teammates, Kyle Simons and Corbin Martin, also a couple of your best friends. What's it like being able to play with them here out in Alaska?
Oh, it's a blessing. I was so pumped to hear they were coming here in Alaska, and happy to have them here.
And when you found out about that, was that a package deal for you guys, or is it they tell you individually and you find out later?
Individually, we found out later, and I was like, thank God.
And since you've been out here, you start a little bit of a mustache as well. Talk a little bit about that and what led you to make that decision to get that mustache grown in now.
We had a former player on A&M last year named Daniel Mington, and he had a power stash. I think I'm going to rock that this year.
You're going to rock that this year, huh? I heard Ben Taylor's been giving you some advice on how to get that growing as well.
Oh, yeah. He had an awesome mustache for a while, and I'm trying to keep that going. Maybe get a few curls in, too.
Perfect. Brigham, you're one of the jokesters on the team. You got a few jokes for us on the air tonight?
I wish I could, but I don't have any right now.
That's all right. He's one of the pranksters on this team, but it's all right, Brigham. We understand, but you're always popping jokes around the team. So I just wondered if you had a couple on the spot tonight. That's okay. Obviously, a nice pitching performance for you last night and a good start to the year to you for you as well. How are you feeling as far as the team goes now? And now 19-5 as a team. What's the chemistry been like for you guys so far this year?
Oh, it's amazing. That's what makes us work. I feel like that's what separates us from every other team, Everyone's good here, in the league, but what separates us is that, we all get along so well and work together, and it's all genuine,
And is it something you've, I guess, playing in the College World Series of Texas A&M, is this something that's carried over here as well? That playing through that experience, talk a little bit about that and how that's kind of translated into this here.
Yeah, I think that's what helped us be so successful at A&M was, getting all the way to the super regionals, just working together, all, making jokes and just, having the fun side of baseball, you don't have to take things so serious, and that's what, works here.
Okay, so baseball aside here, what do you like to do in your free time that you talk about staying, kind of being so serious all the time? What do you like to do to kind of keep your mind off baseball every once in a while and have a good time?
Go fishing.
Go fishing?
Yeah, we hang out, me, Kyle, and Corbin, go fishing all over. And our host family is awesome. Hook us up a lot of sweet places.
You had a couple nice catches since you've been out here?
Yeah, I caught a 30-pound halibut, and I was pumped about that. It might have been 25.
That's all right. Round up. That's okay.
Yeah.
But your favorite music selection, I guess. What's your favorite genre and favorite band?
Country.
Country.
It's more gay here, and, I'm not used to that, but it's all right. I talked to BT about playing some country.
And it's your favorite band country-wise?
I don't know about band. I like the Zach Brown band. Yeah,
perfect. And any kind of music you like to listen to before the game, before you pitch, or any superstitions?
Honestly, I don't really listen to music before the game. I just take my nap and wake up and ready to go. Any
superstitions with that, though? Before, like, a special meal you got to have before start?
No, but I've been starting to wear my boots.
Saw the boots yesterday.
Yeah. So. I'm going to keep that going. I think that'll help.
Perfect. Any last thoughts before you go forward in the season here? Now 19-5, looking to win the AVL this year, I'm sure.
Let's just keep up the good work and keep working together and having a fun time. That's what separates us.
Perfect. Thanks again, Brigham, for joining us on the pregame profile. The birthday boy, Brigham Hill today. Wish him a happy birthday, everybody out there. Thanks again for joining us. This has been the pregame profile brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. We'll be back with more of the pregame show right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. It's game time here in Palmer as the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots are just moments away from getting underway. And James Harrington looking to win his first game against his Anchorage Glacier Pilots team in 2 opportunities this year, 0-2 in that department. Also, the Miners looking for their first home win over the Glacier Pilots. And as the Miners are set to take them on, let's go ahead and give you their starting lineups for this evening. Batting first and playing center field, Luke Hamblin. Out in left field and batting second, Jack Anderson. At first base is Kevin Veers. He bats third. Batting cleanup and playing right field, Eugene Vasquez. At third base, batting fifth, Alberto Carrillo. The DH tonight, batting sixth, is Joe Wainhouse. Carson Kreitz bats seventh and plays second base. Cameron Comer is behind the plate tonight. He bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Kyle Watson. And now for the Matsu Miners, looking again for their first win against the Glacier Pilots at home this season. Batting first and playing center field, Alex Caruso. Tyler Wolf bats second and plays shortstop. Vance Vizcaino bats third and plays left field. Matt Dior will be the cleanup hitter tonight. He'll be the DH. Niles Nygaard will be the third baseman tonight. And he bats fifth. Batting sixth at first base, Tanner Nishioka. Batting seventh is Jacob Schleppenbach. He plays second base. Jack Zach Plunkett plays catcher. He bats 8th and batting 9th. And playing right field, Connor Wanhanen. The right-hander on the hill tonight facing Hamblin is James Harrington. He throws a first pitch curveball and it misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The righty from New Mexico on the hill tonight. He delivered a pitch in there for a called strike and a fastball. 1-1 count. The 2-seam fastball there from Harrington. Harrington 2-2 on the year with a 1.92 earned run average as he runs a curveball inside on Hamblin here. And now behind the count is Hamblin, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In 4 games, 4 starts, all of them. 23 1/3 innings pitched, allowing 19 hits, striking out 12 and walking 9. Here's a changeup that misses outside, evens the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the center fielder Hamblin. Here's a pitch. Slap foul on the first base line, and it'll be a 2-2 count again. Here's the wind and the 2-2. Fastball upstairs misses, and we'll go full on the first hitter of the game, and Luke Hamblin. Here's the pitch. Fly ball hit to center field. Caruso playing in the left center field gap slightly. Steps back about 3 more steps there and makes a catch. 1 man gone here to start the inning. Let's go ahead and give you the defensive alignments for the Matsu Miners across the outfield right to left. Out in right field, Connor Wanhanen. In center field, Alex Caruso. Vance Vizcaino gets the start in left. Across the infield first to third base. Tanner Nishioka at first. Jake Schleppenbach at second. Tyler Wolf at short. Niles Nygaard at third base as Harrington delivers a first pitch changeup outside for a ball. And on the hill, James Harrington and Zach Plunkett rounding it out. Plunkett behind the plate. Harrington on the hill is a fastball in there for a called strike, a 1-1 count. Now to Jack Anderson. Anderson a 310 clip on the season. As a changeup misses outside, a 2-1 count on him. Anderson has 3 doubles, 4 RBIs, and has walked 4 times this season. So fastball runs away this time, 3-1 count on Anderson. Harrington looking in for the signs. Winds and delivers. Here it comes. Fastball away. That's ball 4. Anderson on to first base with a walk. A 1-out walk issued to the Glacier Pilots. And now that'll bring up Kevin Veers with a runner on first base. 1 man gone here in the first inning.
A nice patient at bat by Jack Anderson after Harrington had to battle back and get the leadoff hitter Hamblin to fly out to center field. Anderson that time was very patient with Harrington and took a walk.
Harrington comes set with a runner on first base. Holding him on at first base is Nishioka. Here's a pitch. Popped up, straight up in the air. Behind the second base bag now calling it off is a shortstop, Tyler Wolf. For a second, I thought Schleppenbach might call him off there. But a pop out caught right behind the second base bag in a short center field by Tyler Wolf. Makes the second out of the inning. And now 2 men gone for Eugene Vasquez and a runner on first for him. Vasquez, a 226 hitter this season. 2 doubles, a triple, and 4 knocked in. Here's a pitch to the left-handed hitter as a fastball. It gets away from the catcher Plunkett, but Plunkett able to regather it soon. Quickly make that. Back to first base goes Jack Anderson. Anderson, of course, reached on a walk, the second batter of the game. Outfield and infield playing straight away with 2 men gone here in the top of the first inning. No score. It's the Pilots and the Miners. Line drive hit down the right field line. That'll be fair and down the right field line. In the corner, grabbing it is Connor Wanhanen. He fires in the infield, and that's a 2-out double for Vasquez. Jack Anderson had to stay put out at third base as Connor Wanhanen delivered that strike in the infield quickly. But a 2-out double for Vasquez. And now for him is 3rd double of the season. 2 runners in scoring position now for Alberto Carrillo with 2 men gone.
That was a great piece of hitting with 2 outs. Got a pitch that he liked on the inner half of the plate and able to drive it down that right field line. Wanhanen got in as quickly as he could, fortunately able to hold Anderson at third for Harrington and the Miners' sake.
Fastball away, misses. It's a 1-0 count now to Carrillo. Alberto, a 250 hitter, 1 home run and 4 knocked in. That 1 home run was a walk-off homer. Fastball misses upstairs. It's a 2-0 count on Carrillo now. Carrillo at third base tonight. On third base is Jack Anderson. He walked. On second is Eugene Vasquez. He just doubled the last batter. Here's a 2-0. Fastball down low from Harrington. It's a 3-0 count now running Carrillo. Sunny skies here in Palmer. Earlier, next to 0 visibility this morning. But the rain evaded us here tonight as a curveball got called in there at the knees for a called strike on the inner edge here. 3-1 count on Carrillo. Outfield and infield both straight away. 2 men out here in the top of the first inning. No score. Runners on second and third. Here's a pitch. Slap to shortstop, Tyler Wolf. It's hit slowly, but a throwing in time for the out is Tyler Wolf. He waited on the ball to get to him. It was a slow roller, but he had to make a bang-bang play to first base to get the out. So 2 runners left stranded on second and third as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Still no score here in Palmer. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball and the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball. About to enter the bottom half of the first inning. The Miners held the Pilots in check in the top half of the inning. Pilots had 2 base runners and a walk and a double, but both of those runners left stranded. On the hill for the Pilots tonight, left-hander Nick Meserve. Nick has worked in 3 games, one of those a start, and that start was fantastic. He had a complete game, perfect game going into the 9th inning. And he would lose it, and the Bucks would end up winning that game in the 9th inning, where he lost that one. So now he has 13 innings pitched on the season, has allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk, has struck out 15. So he does battle here against Alex Caruso, the leadoff hitter. Caruso in center field tonight. Last night was his birthday. Tonight his teammate Brigham Hill turns 20. Yesterday, the 21st for Caruso. Caruso set to dig back in and lead things off for the Matsu Miners. Meserve delivers. Slap foul on the left field line. Out of play. 0-1 now on Caruso. Caruso, a .361 hitter on the season with a home run and 13 knocked in. Also has 2 doubles this season as well. So it does the left-handed hitter against the lefty Meserve. Meserve comes set. He delivers. The slider that's bunted right at Meserve. He fields it off the mound a couple steps and fires in time at first base to Veers. 1 man out here in the inning. A quick out turned by Meserve on 2 pitches. And now it'll be Tyler Wolf. Defensively for the Pilots tonight, out in right field, Eugene Vasquez, Luke Hamblin in center field, Jack Anderson in left, Kevin Veers at first base, Carson Kreitz at second, Kyle Watson at shortstop, Alberto Carrillo at third, and your battery of Cameron Comer behind the plate and Nick Meserve on the hill. First pitch to Tyler Wolf is a fastball that's low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Tyler Wolf, the shortstop. Wolf, a .211 hitter this year, has 2 doubles and 6 knocked in. Fastball into the knees for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on him. Righty and Tyler Wolf facing the lefty Meserve. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside the knees, and now it'll be a 2-1 count. Center fielder Hamblin playing in the right center field gap as the Pilots are a team that likes to shift a lot in the outfield. Fastball taken belt high for a called strike. It evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As the outfield shifting slightly toward the right line, playing the late shift here on Tyler Wolf. The infield playing straight away. Meserve comes set. He delivers a 2-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Down swinging goes Tyler Wolf. So strikeout number 1 for Meserve. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Still no score here in Palmer. That'll bring up Vance Vizcaino with 2 men out. Vance, a .291 hitter, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 11 knocked in. See, flares this one down the left field line. That's going out of play. Foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The infield and outfield both going to play straight away here on Vizcaino, the left-handed hitter, against the lefty Meserve. He delivers the 0-1. It's fouled back to the screen. Quickly behind the count is Vizcaino, no balls and 2 strikes. Meserve, the 6'5", 195-pound lefty from Seattle University, delivers a fastball away for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vizcaino. Coming set with those Meserve. He delivers home. It's a check swing, and Vance Vizcaino goes around on it. The ball is down low in the dirt. Strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Meserve. And that'll do it for the Miners here in the bottom of the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning turn by Meserve as we head to the top of the second inning. Make that 0-0 here in Palmer on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Joe Wainhouse set to lead things off here in the top of the second inning. No score here in Palmer as the Miners sit down in order in the bottom half of the first inning. The Pilots have 2 runners stranded on second and third in the top half of the first. This one chopped on the first pitch to the second baseman Schleppenbach. It bounces once right into his glove. He fires over to first base, and Nishioka grabs it for the out. 1 man gone here in the top of the second inning. Now that brings up the second baseman, Carson Kreitz. Kreitz, the right-handed batting second baseman. .236 batter on the season. Here's a pitch. Called strike on the changeup on the inside edge. No balls, 1 strike on him. Kreitz this year has 2 doubles, a triple, and 4 knocked in. So also walked 8 times. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. Did it go around? Yes, says first base umpire Rob Mays. 0-2 count now coming. James Harrington winds and delivers the 0-2. It's a curveball that misses away. Try to get him a chase here. But Carson Kreitz bites back here. It'll be a 1-2 count. See, outfield and infield both playing straight away. Carson Kreitz here. Second baseman batting from the right side against the righty Harrington. He winds and fires the 1-2. Ground ball hit on one bounce to the shortstop Wolf. He moves to his left, fires in time. Did he get him at first base? He pulled his foot off the bag, says first base umpire Rob Mays. Nishioka stretched for it, but he said his foot came off the bag last second. We'll see how they score that if it's a hit or an error. They score an error on the shortstop Tyler Wolf officially. The throw had to pull Nishioka off the bag slightly. So on safely is Carson Kreitz at first base. Now with one man out, a runner stands on first base. Here's the pitch. Fastball gets the outer edge for a called strike against the catcher Cameron Comer.
That was a decent throw that time by Wolf, but a bit offline, and it caused Nishioka to go off the bag. Tough play there, but it's got to be an error to Tyler Wolf. Throw could have been a little better, but he'll work on it. Now they'll get out of this inning. It's James Harrington. We'll try and pick him up.
Harrington comes set, pitching from the stretch now with the runner on first. 0-1 count as the infield double play depth. Changeup misses just outside to Comer. Comer looking for hit number 4 in the season, has driven in a run this year. Runner on first base is Carson Kreitz. He reached on an error by the shortstop Tyler Wolf a second ago. Swing and a miss on a fastball now, and it makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. On Comer, who's from Powell, Ohio, attends the University of Virginia, where he's the freshman there. Outfield straight away, infield double play depth here for James Harrington on the hill. The wind and the 1-2. Now they're going to try first base again to see if they can nip Carson Kreitz. He's back safely. Kreitz, a lot of speed at first base. 8 of 12 this year in stolen base opportunities. Here's the 1-2 as Kreitz goes. A line drive, hit at the second baseman Schleppenbach. He makes the catch. That's out number 1. Actually, they said he did not catch it. They said the ball hit the dirt last second. I don't think Schleppenbach's very happy about it. Rob Mays said he trapped it right there at the second base bag. He fires into first base to get the out. But on to second base goes Carson Kreitz as a hit and run opportunity. Now, the manager, Ben Taylor, going to come out and talk to Rob Mays to see exactly what happened there. It appeared to us up here in the booth that he had made the catch down there low on the dirt. But the base umpire, Rob Mays, has other ideas. Should this call stand, there will be a runner on second base with 2 men out here in the top of the second inning. As the skipper, Ben Taylor, heads back to the dugout now.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tough call there for the Miners. Did look like Schleppenbach did a good job getting his glove underneath that one, but Rob Mays a little closer to it than us. Saw the call and decided to make it that way. Carson Kreitz moves it over to second. Fortunately for the Miners, 2 outs, though, so they're almost out of this one. Harrington can get Watson.
Fastball down low. They're going to try to nip off Carson Kreitz, and Zach Plunkett does the job. Tyler Wolf crept right behind Carson Kreitz as a pitch taken for a strike at the knees, and they caught Carson Kreitz sleeping between second and third base. He tried to dive back safely to the second base bag and was picked off. On to the bottom of the second inning we go. 0-0 here in Palmer. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Matt DiOrio set to lead things off for the Mat-Su Miners. He is a cleanup hitter in the DH. The lefty DiOrio facing the lefty Meserve, who retired the Miners in order in the bottom of the second inning. Make that. Bottom of the first inning, excuse me. Line drive hit right at the shortstop Kyle Watson. He moves maybe a half a step to his right. One man out in the first pitch to Matt DiOrio. That'll bring up Niles Nygaard. Niles, a .279 hitter this year, has 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 5 knocked in. Been a great addition to this ball club, getting here in mid-June. Now close to playing a month of baseball for this team. Takes a fastball with the letters for a called strike. It's an 0-1 count on the third baseman. Niles waves his bat around, facing the lefty Meserve. Here's a pitch. Fastball runs way inside of Nygaard. It's a 1-1 count on him. Meserve leans and deals. It's a broken bat, ground ball to the second baseman. Carson Kreitz will field it on the infield grass and fire in time for the out. Shattering the bat is Niles Nygaard. Have to get a new one his next time up. So third baseman Carrillo going to toss this one, or give us one of the bat boy here. So now with 2 men gone, it's Tanner Nishioka to bat.
That was a pitch that handcuffed Nygaard inside to go on by Meserve, and ultimately led to him having to pull his hands way in, swing hard, but didn't get too much contact on it. Bat shattered. Good pitch by Meserve.
Tanner Nishioka steps in. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball at the knees, called strike. Tanner, a .396 hitter. 5 doubles, 1 triple, 8 knocked in. He gets a start at first base tonight. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Right, they say get a little piece of it, actually, off the end of the bat. The ball gets down in the dirt. So an 0-2 count on him. Tanner from Pomona Pitzer College. He steps in with an 0-2 count on him. 2 outs here in the inning. No score here in Palmer as Missouri delivers. Fly ball hit to left field. This will be trouble out in left field, but coming on in left field and making the catch is a shortstop Kyle Watson, an over-the-shoulder catch. He had to run a long way for that one out in left field, but makes the catch in front of the left fielder and Jack Anderson. That's out number 3 here in the inning. We head to the top of the third inning. Still no score here in Palmer. Listen to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by human error? The Mat-Su Miners have joined the movement to spread the public's awareness to these natural disasters. Whatever your reason for lighting a fire is, always do so responsibly. For questions on burning in the Mat-Su area or to learn how to acquire a burn permit, call 907-761-6338 or visit www.forestry.alaska.gov, because as Smokey Bear would say, only you can prevent wildfires. First pitch, a fastball in there for a called strike at the knees to Kyle Watson, the shortstop. Here's a pitch. This time a changeup misses away. It's a 1-1 count. Watson batting for the first time tonight. Here's the wind and the 1-1 to him. Ground to the first base line and just foul, says the base umpire, Rob Mays. It'll be a 1-2 count on him.
Looks like we'll be having a fire.
Might be a tough night for the bats tonight. Already 2 bats shattered. This one from Kyle Watson, who kind of just gruntingly throws the bat towards the Pilots' dugout.
Couple broken bats here just in the 3rd inning now. Watson looking for hit number 11 on the season here as a shortstop. Serving in 8 runs on the season. He bats to lead things off here in the 3rd. Curveball that hangs high and misses inside too. 2-ball, 2-strike count now on Watson. 9-1-2 in the batting order for the Pilots this inning. So curveball foul down the right field line out of play. It'd be a 2-2 count, excuse me again. Foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The 2-2 is a line drive, but it'll hit some dirt and be grounded right to the second baseman Schleppenbach, who fields it easily and throws in time.
Now batting center fielder number 6.
1 man out here in the top of the 3rd inning. No score still. Miners pitching still continuing to dominate. In the past 2 nights, they've not allowed a run so far. This is 18 innings now so far. Make that 17 1/3. Fastball in there for a called strike. An 0-1 count now on Hamblin. First time up, flew out to center field. Now this pitch skips in the dirt. 1-1 count now on Hamblin. Hamblin from Rowlett, Texas. Fastball misses away. 2-1 count. Also attended Grayson College, where he's now transferring to the University of Central Florida. He'll join Matt DiOrio and Trent Thompson there. Fastball just misses, and I mean by a hair. Misses away for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Harrington winds and delivers a 3-1. Fastball misses. A 5-pitch walk issued to Hamblin. So 1 man out and 1 man on for the Pilots. And now a runner is reaching every inning for the Pilots.
Dangerous base runner on the base paths is Hamblin. A lot of speed.
As you mentioned, 7 stolen bases and 11 chances for him to this point. He's being held on tightly by Nishioka at first. He starts to go, but stops. A swing and a miss and a changeup here to Jack Anderson. 0-1 on him. Anderson tonight has walked and would reach 3rd base, but we left stranded. That was back in the 1st inning. Infield moving to double play depth with 1 out. Fastball popped down the left field line. Going to be a long run for the left fielder Vizcaíno. It's going to fall just out of his reach. Niles Nygaard gave chase to it too, but it fell right between both of them. Just a long strike off the bat of Jack Anderson. 0-2 count coming to him. Jack attending Oregon State from Lake, and he's from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Throw back over to first base, and safe is Luke Hamblin. The lefty Anderson batting against the righty Harrington. Here's the 0-2. Line drive hit the center field. Caruso going to give it chase, but it's going to fall in the left center field gap. Now Vizcaíno going to go out there and grab it. A base hit now after a walk issued to Hamblin. Now 2 runners on, 1 man out, and that'll bring up Kevin Veers.
That was a ball that was fortunate to land in that spot, and if it was just a little more to the left or a little more to the right or a little farther or a little shorter, that ball had a good chance of being caught, but it dropped in essentially the perfect spot for a base hit for Anderson. He reaches base for the 2nd time today.
Infield remains at double play depth as Harrington tries to run a curveball over to Veers or runs too far inside. 1 ball, no strikes to him. Veers popped out to shortstop his first time up. Here's the 1-0. Fastball away, misses. It'll be a 2-0 count on Veers. The lefty Veers against the righty Harrington. Harrington comes set from the stretch. Looks back the runner at second, and he delivers home. Change up, got the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Harrington. Kevin Veers attending Fresno State. He's a junior there. Here's a pitch. Fastball away, misses. 3 ball, 1 strike count on the first baseman. Harrington in danger of loading the bases with a walk here if he throws one more ball in this at-bat. The 3-1 pitch. Pop out on the left field line, out of play. That evens the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 man out. The runners will not necessarily be off and running with only 1 man out. Certainly will be moving on any ground ball. Harrington comes set, ready with the payoff pitch now. He delivers home. Fastball misses low. It's ball 4. The second walk issued of the inning for Harrington. Also allowed a single in the inning, so the bases will be loaded. And that's for Eugene Vasquez as the pitching coach, Matt Greeley, going to come out. Vasquez, of course, doubled down the right field line his first time up. He would absolutely like to repeat that. But that, of course, Matt Greeley going to come out and have a mound visit to make sure that Harrington and him and the rest of the team at least are on the same page with 1 man out here in the inning. The bases loaded. Don't want to make a mistake to this guy.
We are certainly glad you could join us. Just a reminder, you want to make sure you
Are you looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. Get more connected with your Miners today. Home plate umpire Jim Shulock going to come up and break the mound visit. As Matt Greeley heads back to the dugout now, and back home to home plate is both Shulock and Zach Plunkett.
Very timely meeting there from Matt Greeley. Sensed a bit of struggles up there from Harrington. And also, of course, the ever more dangerous situation with 3 straight pilots reaching, 2 of them on walks, 1 of them on a weak single. Now the cleanup hitter up with the bases loaded.
Fastball misses away and gets back to the backstop. That'll score a run. Not sure if that'll be scored, a wild pitch or a pass ball. But on to score comes Hamblin. Both runners advance on the base pass as well. So now on third base goes Jack Anderson. And on to second base goes Kevin Veers. There's only 1 man out. And the infield will have to go back to normal depth, as will the outfield. As for Vasquez, 1-0 Pilots now after the ball got past the catcher Plunkett. Pitch scored, a wild pitch officially. This pitch misses low for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes on Vasquez. Runners on second and third for Vasquez. 1-0 Pilots. This time a curveball runs inside and gets the inner edge against Vasquez. It's a 2-1 count. Harrington comes set and delivers a 2-1. Fastball way outside and away. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Vasquez. Vasquez having a few words with the catcher, Zach Plunkett. Not sure what exactly was being said. But now he's back in the batter's box and waiting the 3-1 pitch. Fly ball hit to center field. Caruso going to back up on this one. It's going to be trouble. He will find room out in center field to make the catch, but both runners will tag. In to score comes Jack Anderson. 2-0 Pilots lead. On to third base goes Kevin Veers. So now a runner still on third base with 2 men out for Harrington. And another run scores. 2 runs have scored here in the inning, all without the benefit of a base hit. So now Alberto Carrillo will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. A ground out to the shortstop his first time up. Carrillo looking for RBI number 4 in the season if he can get a base hit here. Takes a first pitch changeup on the outside for a called strike. It's a 0-1 count on him. Harrington winds, delivers the 0-1. Changeup gets the knees again. No balls and 2 strikes on Carrillo. The wind and the 0-2. Here's a pitch. Curveball misses away. It's a 1-2 count now. 1-2. 2 men out. Here's a pitch. Check swing. Did it go around? And yes, says Rob Mays. That's a strikeout for James Harrington. And that's how things will end here for the Pilots as we head to the 3rd inning. But the Pilots cross home 2, and they do so without getting a base hit. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here. 2-0 Pilots on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field. The Matsu Miners coming to the plate, trailing 2-0. Those 2 runs crossing in the top half of this inning. It'll be Jake Schleppenbach to lead things off for the Miners, trying to get a rally started. They find themselves behind early. Something the Miners not used to. Schleppenbach looking for hit number 10 on the season here. Takes a fastball inside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count on him. Schleppenbach had the walk-off fielder's choice last night. He reached base safely on a ball that was bobbled by the first baseman, Austin Bush. He would end up being safe at first base to score the winning run last night in the 15th inning. Slider gets the outside edge. It's a 1-1 count now from Meserve. Miners still without a base runner to this point. Looking for the first one here. Here's the 1-1. Pop foul out of play by the second baseman, Schleppenbach. 1-2 count coming to him. The lefty Schleppenbach digs in against the lefty Meserve. Coming set with it is Meserve. He delivers the 1-2. Popped up down the left field side line here now. Some room out in left field, coming in on it a couple steps and making the catch is Jack Anderson. There's out number 1 here in the inning. So now that'll bring up Zach Plunkett after a 4-pitch out record of Schleppenbach. Plunkett with his first at-bat tonight. Zach looking for his 3rd hit of the year as a minor. Coming over after his team was in the College World Series along with Connor Wanhanen, who awaits on deck. Meserve comes set. He delivers home. Ground ball hit to the first base bag on the first pitch. Taking it to the bag easily by himself is Kevin Veers. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So that'll bring up Connor Wanhanen now. Nick Meserve's been absolutely dominant of recent. Nearly had a perfect game against the Bucks last week, and now shutting the Miners down in order to this point through the first 8. That'll bring up Connor Wanhanen, who is looking for his 5th hit as a Miner now. First pitch, a slider in there for a called strike, an 0-1 count. Meserve comes set. Delivers. Foul back to the screen. 0-2 count coming against the first baseman. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup with 2 men out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 Glacier Pilots. They scored both of their runs in the top of the 3rd inning. One on a wild pitch. Line drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball. That'll get down the corner toward the Miners bullpen. Rounding first, heading to second is Connor Wanhanen. Double number 1 on the season for Connor Wanhanen. The Miners have their first hit of the night, and it comes with 2 men out here in the bottom of the third.
Nice piece of hitting that time by Connor Wanhanen. Got a nice pitch from the lefty Missouri. Inside, was able to pull it right down that line, just fair. The base umpire, Rob Mays, all over the call. A nice piece of hitting there. And that's even with Kevin Veers playing decently close to the line, able to get it past him on the line.
A tough call for Mays to make if it was fair or foul. Is a good spot for him to be able to make that call. First pitch, a curveball on the outer edge for a called strike against Alex Caruso. Caruso 0 for 1, excuse me. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Missouri comes set with a runner on second base and 2 men out. Now he delivers. Fastball at the knees for a called strike is on the inner edge and got Caruso to a point where he couldn't really swing the bat. So now an 0-2 count on him. 2 men gone here in the inning. A runner in scoring position for him. Looking for RBI number 14 for him. Caruso waves the bat around. Now he delivers. It's a swing and a miss and a fastball. Down swinging goes Caruso. He is retired with as left stranded on second base is Connor Wanhanen. So a 2-out double for Connor Wanhanen, his first of the season. He's left stranded on base. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Kevin Peel takes over the play-by-play action. It's 2-0 Glacier Pilots right here in your Mat2 Miners radio network.
Six, 7, and 8 coming up for the Glacier Pilots. They lead 2-0 over the Miners. As the ball outside from Harrington leads off the top of the 4th inning, 1-0. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Pilots. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Miners. Ball low from Harrington. Count now 2-0. Joe Wainhouse grounded out back in the 2nd inning to start off that inning. He's 0 for 1. This one is grounded towards second once again. Should be an easy play for Schlepp. Throws over to first to retire Wainhouse. One gone quickly here in the top of the 4th inning. And now bring up the second baseman, Carson Kreitz.
Second time Wainhouse has grounded out to the second baseman tonight. This time on 3 pitches, the last time on 1 pitch.
Kreitz reached on an error and got to second in the 2nd inning. That's a ball high to Kreitz, 1-0. James Harrington's trying to shake off a tough top of the 3rd inning for him, in which he gave up 2 runs. Ball low and outside, 2-0. One scoring on the wild pitch. And then Eugene Vasquez sacrifice fly. That is a called strike. The fastball from Harrington, 2-1. It is Summit Oral Surgery and Henry Sheen Dental Day here at the park, as this one's popped up in foul ground. Going over in foul ground to make the catch. Down the first base line is Tanner Nishioka. And quickly 2 gone here in the top of the 4th for James Harrington. And that'll bring up Cameron Comer. Comer grounded out, back in the second to second base. He is 0 for 1. This Pilots team coming off a loss yesterday. Called strike to Comer, 0-1. This is a Pilots team that has had a lot of success here at Herman Brothers Field. That is a ball outside, 1-1. Winning the first 3 of this series throughout the season. Ball low to Comer. Count now 2-1. Winning on June 16th, 17th, and the 22nd against the Miners here at Herman Brothers. 2-1. It's outside for a ball to Comer. 2-2. 3-1, excuse me. But in that weekend series, the 19th through the 21st of June, is when the Miners got their 4 wins all at Mulcahy Stadium. So that is a ball to Cameron Comer, and he will take a walk. A 2-out walk issued by James Harrington. That is walk number 4 of the evening for him. Now a base runner in every inning continues for the Pilots, and that'll bring up Kyle Watson, who grounded out back in the 3rd inning to start that inning. But the 3rd was when the Pilots were able to get 2 runs on the board. Pitch low and outside. Plunkett stops it from getting to the backstop, 1-0. Kyle Watson, almost a fixture as an everyday shortstop here for this Pilots team. That's low and outside for a ball on a fastball from Harrington, 2-0. And Plunkett going to go out and have a chat. Tanner Nishioka and Tyler Wolf going to join that chat. It's Harrington in today's game has had some struggles with the strike zone here early on in this contest. He's worked through those problems pretty well, though. Was able to get himself out of a jam in the 1st inning. Was a runner reached on an error in the 2nd, but his defense helped him out. Zach Plunkett was able to snipe a throw down to 2nd to catch a runner off base. That was Hamblin, 2-0. This one's popped up into foul ground. Plunkett going to try and give chase, but it's foul and out of play. Count 2-1 now on Watson. Harrington not able to work out of his troubles in the last inning. A couple of those self-inflicted with some walks. 2-1 is grounded towards short on the slow chopper. Wolf will field it and throw to first to retire the side. So one gets on via the walk, but he is stranded. We head to the bottom of the 4th here in Palmer with the Miners trailing 2-0, looking to turn the rally caps on here. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Summer is the perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 today for more information. Miners were able to get a runner on in the second on the double by Connor Wanhanen. He was stranded there. Crusoe was retired to end the inning by Nick Meservey. Comes out here in the bottom of the fourth, giving up just one hit, no runs. And he has a 2-0 lead. He will face 2, 3, and 4 in the order, starting with Tyler Wolf. First pitch is up high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Tyler Wolf struck out swinging back in the first. One of Meservey's 3 strikeout victims so far. 1-0 is high for a ball to Wolf. 2-0. Wolf batted in the 2-hole yesterday. In a pitching-dominated game, he struggled like many of the players in the game, both Goldpanners and Miners alike, as he went 0 for 6. That was a slider for a strike from Meservey. 2-1. Meservey not only has been good, but has been efficient through these first 3 innings of work. As this one's popped up into short left. Kyle Watson going to go just a couple steps out onto the grass to make the catch. And Tyler Wolf retired to start off the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 gone. We'll bring up Vance Vizcaino.
Meservey making quick work here to start the inning, as he's done all night so far, not throwing too many pitches each at bat.
Now Vance Vizcaino, the batter.
So far, just 33 pitches thrown by Meservey.
And this one lined right at Watson, though. They'll have to make the throw to get the out, as that was also called a trap. 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the 4th. Now we'll bring up Matt DiOrio.
Seen a couple of good traps so far, one by the second baseman slipping back for the Miners, and now here by the shortstop for the Pilots here.
That was hit on a pretty hard line from Vizcaino over to Watson. He was able to keep it in front of him. Meservey. First pitch is high for a ball. 1-0 to Matt DiOrio. He, like Wolf, was 0 for 6 yesterday in a pitcher-dominated game. That one fouled out of play. Count 1-1. Just 13 hits logged in yesterday's game in total. It's ball, low. 2-1 the count. The Miners getting that walk-off win in the bottom of the 15th inning on a Jake Schleppenbach fielder's choice. 2-1. Is low and away for a ball. And Matt DiOrio way ahead in the count, 3-1. But not your traditional 15-inning game. It was a 15-inning game that only lasted 3 hours and 24 minutes, which is not really too different than a 9-inning MLB game. That one missed high and in to DiOrio. Fastball from Meservey. So that is his first walk issued of the evening. Just the second base runner for the Miners as they look to get it going with 2 outs for the second straight inning. Now bring up Niles Nygaard. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out back in the second. Lefty-righty matchup here. First pitch is popped foul and out of play down the right field line. 0-1. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-1 is low for a ball to Nygaard. He's now even count on him, 1-1. Nygaard did have a hit in last night's game, 1 for 5. 1-1. And this one is grounded. Going to be a tough play for Watson. Was able to scoop it. The throw is not going to be in time, though. So it was a high, lofting throw. Fantastic effort by Kyle Watson to get over there and keep the ball in the infield. However, he was not able to get it over there in time. Second hit of the game for the Miners. 4th hit of the game total for both these teams. And now with 2 outs, 2 runners on for Tanner Nishioka, who was batting in the 6th hole tonight after leading off yesterday. First pitch is up the middle, base hit into center field. Diorio's going to be rounded, and Hamblin is going to make the throw, and he's safe as the ball gets away from Comer for a second. The throw to third, as going over there is Nygaard. And so the RBI single for Tanner Nishioka, and just like that, 3 straight base runners reach for the Miners here in the 4th inning. A walk to Diorio, single by Nygaard, single by Nishioka, and that makes it a 2-1 game here in the bottom of the 4th inning on the 3rd hit of the game for the Miners.
Nice piece of hitting there by Nishioka to go the other way with it. No defenders playing that way. They're playing the late shift a little bit, but not playing late enough then, I guess. Ball hit over the second baseman Kreitz's head, and a base hit and an RBI.
Jake Schleppenbach takes the ball inside, 1-0. So Tanner Nishioka, another RBI for him on the season. Reaches base for the first time today. Misses outside to Schleppenbach. 1-1 the count. That's RBI number 9 for Nishioka as he approaches the double-digit mark on the season. That was an RBI single that plated Matt Diorio. 2-0. And it is on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. It's 2-out walk. Comes back to haunt Nick Meservey in this situation. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Schleppenbach. Big swing. It's a curveball from Meservey. Count now 2-2. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Jake Schleppenbach. The score now 2-1. Pilots lead. Their lead has been cut in half. And the RBI single by Nishioka. And Nishioka taking off. 2-2 is lined into right, a base hit. In to score easily is Nygaard on a trot. Over the third is Tanner Nishioka. And an RBI single now for Jake Schleppenbach has tied this game at 2. RBI number 7 of the season for the Miners' second baseman on the 4th hit of this game. And the Miners strike for 2 now in the bottom of the 4th and still not done. All this damage, Kyle, coming with 2 outs.
And they're both going about the same location. Jake Schleppenbach ripped this one to the right side, maybe a little bit to the right of where Nishioka's went. But he turned a fastball very quickly there to Schleppenbach, and a good way to get yourself back in the lineup. Last night it wasn't starting, but came in there late and hit the walk-off RBI groundout. And here he is with an RBI base hit here to tie the game. Making yourself a case for second base playing time. There you go.
And that was a lined, no doubt single. A solid one between first and second. As Matt Diorio, who took the risk, the skipper Ben Taylor sent him home on the single by Nishioka. He was able to score. That ended up being a great decision. And that time, because Nygaard was able to get into third, was literally trotting home. Innings still going, though. Here's Zach Plunkett. And outside for a ball. Count now 1-0. Plunkett had yesterday's game off. That long 15-inning game. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Change up from Meservey on the outside corner, 1-1. Hancock catching all those innings. Definitely earning his day off. Both those catchers really did. Brian Lees for the Goldpanners as well. 1-1. There's a beautiful curveball from Meservey. Froze Plunkett. Hit the knees on the outside corner. 1-2. Plunkett grounded out to first in his first at-bat of the game. He's 0 for 1. 1-2. Runner taking off. They're going to try to throw him out. They won't get him. And now coming in to score is Nishioka. As Cameron Comer, don't know if he forgot that time that the runner was on third, threw down to get Schleppenbach. The throw was pretty much online, but Schleppenbach able to get in there And Nishioka has a lot of speed, comes in easily to score, and the Miners now take the lead 3-2. And that moves Schleppenbach into scoring position. 2-2 count on Zach Plunkett. Pitch from Meserve is swung on and missed. Big cut from Plunkett, but he swung through it, and that retires the side. But the Miners awaken with 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. An RBI single for Tanner Nishioka, an RBI single for Jake Schleppenbach, and Nishioka coming home on the throw by Comer to try and get Schleppenbach caught stealing. That backfired, and the Miners now lead 3-2. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. Top of the order for the Pilots here to open up the 5th. Miners now leading 3-2 as pitcher James Harrington, pitching for the first time with a lead to the night, comes out to the mound. Hamlin takes a ball down low, 1-0. Hamlin pops this one towards right, hustling back and circling under it in right field. And he makes the catch, does Connor Wanhanen. 1 out here in the top of the 5th quickly. As now Hamlin 0 for 2 with a walk. And this will bring up Jack Anderson, who has been a menace to the Miners so far. Walked back in the 1st. Takes the ball low from Harrington, 1-0. And he also singled and scored the 2nd run of the game for the Pilots on the sacrifice fly by Eugene Vasquez. Change up from Harrington for a called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Harrington quickly ready. And that is another strike. Curveball that time, 1-2. Don't really see the double steal very often, but that's exactly what happened in the bottom of the 4th. Ball low, the fastball. 2-seam variety from Harrington. Count 2-2. He's ready again. And the curveball tapped at the plate, foul. Anderson stays alive. But Jake Schleppenbach gained his first stolen base of the season in that last inning, and Tanner Nishioka was able to come home getting his 2nd stolen base of the season, and that time scoring a run. 2-2, grounded to first. Easy play for Nishioka as he puts it right in the breadbasket and runs to the base by himself to retire Anderson. He's gone for the first time today. I'll bring up Kevin Veers.
Kevin, not only is it uncommon to get the double steal, it's also uncommon to steal home plate, which is what Nishioka did right there to score the run. You don't see either one of those things very often.
2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Matsu Miners. They lead here in the top of the 5th as Kevin Veers takes a ball outside, 1-0. Veers popped out in the 1st and walked in the 3rd inning. Outside for a ball to Veers. 2-0 the count. That one low and in on a curveball from Harrington. He falls behind 3-0. Kevin Veers, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Just finished up his junior year at Fresno State. That's a ball outside, and on 4 pitches, number 3 hitter in this lineup will take a walk. to extend the inning. That's walk number 5 issued by Harrington on the game, and that'll bring up Eugene Vasquez.
Vasquez has been another thorn in the side of the Miners tonight. A double back in the first and also a sacrifice fly his last time up that played the second run of the ball game. Both runs scoring his at bat, actually. The other one on a wild pitch.
First pitch is a called strike with a changeup from Harrington. 0-1. Harrington from the stretch takes a look towards first, and now the 0-1 is way outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. You look at Eugene Vasquez, he has had a good track record against the Miners this year, especially in this park. Went 1 for 3 with an extra base hit on June 16th. Also had a hit in a couple other games against them, and here this one will be fielded by Tanner Nishioka to retire the side. So a walk for Harrington, but that ends the threat. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Miners on your home for Miners baseball. Nine, 1-2 in the order for the Miners. They lead 3-2 as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning here at Herman Brothers Field on a partly cloudy evening with the sun poking through the clouds. Really warmed up from when it was a pretty cold morning in the low to mid 50s. A lot of rain. Curveball from Meserve starts off the at-bat to Juan Hanen with a called strike, 0-1. Juan Hanen doubled back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 1. 0-1 is grounded foul towards the Miners dugout. Unsuccessful swipe over the railing by Chris Hall down there. 0-2. Juan Hanen getting that first extra base hit of the season for him in that at bat back in the 3rd. And strikeout that time for Juan Hanen. He goes down swinging. Now 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and they'll bring up Alex Caruso.
Good bounce back by Meserve that time. Allowed a double his first time up to Juan Hanen. Now strikes out Juan Hanen in 3 pitches this time.
Alex Caruso back in the leadoff role tonight. 0 for 2. Takes a curveball inside right around his elbow. 1-0. Grounded out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. And here's the pitch from Meserve. That is another curveball, and it's low for a ball. 2-0. Tyler Wolf on deck for the Miners, team in which all their damage has been inflicted with 2 outs in this game so far. Ball outside, and way ahead in the count now is Caruso. 3-0. Nick Meserve Takes a look in, gets the sign, he's ready. 3-0 is a called strike with a slider. 3-1, the count. Alex Caruso, in last night's game, the 1-0 win, getting 2 hits on his birthday, was 2 for 6. This one lined towards left center field and hustling over to make the play in left is Jack Anderson. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Wolf will bat 0 for 2 today with a strikeout swinging back in the 1st, and he popped out in the 4th. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch is chopped towards third. Should be an easy play as Carrillo goes to his left, fields it, and throws on to first to retire the Miners in order. 1, 2, 3, they go in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the 6th, 3-2 Miners on your Miners Radio Network. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Matsu Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Now Alberto Carrillo up. He takes a ball inside, 1-0. Second pitch from Harrington is a fastball that just missed the outside corner. He falls behind 2-0. Carrillo 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. And big swing. Fouled it right towards the Pilots' dugout. 2-1. James Harrington back to the hill, pitching into the 6th. 2-1 is chopped foul towards the Pilots' dugout once again. 2-2. Base runner in each inning for the Pilots, but the only inning they've been able to get to Harrington is the 3rd. This one grounded to second. Easy play for Schleppenbach. Throws to first. One gone here in the top of the 6th. Now bring up Joe Wainhouse, who has 2 groundouts to second base in this one and has only faced 4 pitches from James Harrington. Harrington has been able to retire him quickly. That is a ball low to Wainhouse, 1-0. 49 balls and 46 strikes so far for James Harrington. Approaching that 100-pitch mark. And even with the not-so-good strike-to-ball ratio so far, his team leads, and he's really hanging in there and battling. Called strike to Wainhouse. Change-up, 1-1. Harrington always a quick mover, and that one outside for a ball. That was a 2-seam fastball. 2-1, the count. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Pilots. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on him with that changeup. 2-2. And 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Miners as we play here in the 6th. This one lined towards left, but right at Vizcaino, and he will make the catch in left field. 2 gone for Harrington as the Miners bullpen starts to warm up just a little bit. And that will bring up Carson Kreitz, the second baseman. 0 for 2 so far today, reaching on an error in the second and popping out back in the fourth. That is a ball low. Fastball from Harrington, 1-0. It's Sebastian Valenzuela and Caleb McCann long tossing down there. This one grounded very softly towards third. Nygaard will come up with it, make the throw to retire the side. So Harrington gets through 6 innings with the lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th here in Palmer with the Miners leading 3-2. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Nick Meservy coming back to the hill with 61 pitches here as he starts the bottom of the 6th inning, 43 of those for strikes. It's been a super efficient start, much like his predecessor, Ryan Hinkst of the Alaska Goldpanners last night in a game against the Mat-Su Miners. In this bottom of the 6th inning, we will have the Palmer Bar, ABL, and MLB scoreboard for you. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine located in downtown Palmer. The Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for the Miners to face Meservy. First pitch is a curveball for a strike at the knees to Vizcaino, 1-0. Great games around the ABL right now. In the game that affects both the Pilots and the Miners, the Goldpanners leading the Chinooks 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Up the road 20 miles in Chugiak. Called strike to Vance Vizcaino. Count 0-2. Peninsula Oilers and Anchorage Bucks tied in the bottom of the 6th in Anchorage. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. As that was a changeup from Meservy. Got him way out in front. Another strikeout for him. That is number 6 on the evening for Meservy. One gone here in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up Matt DiOrio.
Meservy's been pretty flawless to this point, other than those couple of runs. That one bad inning for him, but he struck out 6, has not walked a batter. Just one bad inning again for him. That was back in the 4th inning for him.
Curveball low from Meservy to DiOrio, 1-0. The count. DiOrio walked back in the 4th and scored. And then lined out back in the 2nd. He scored on the Nishioka single. Swing and a miss. Big cut. Counting on 1-1 as he swung through the fastball. Right now in the top of the 7th in Seattle, Tigers leading 8-5 over the Mariners. Phillies over the Dodgers 6-6 right now in the middle of the 6th, so that's a tie game. This one popped up into short left field. Kyle Watson will range out into the grass and make the catch. 2 gone. Quickly here in the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring up Niles Nygaard. Mets defeating the Giants 3-0 earlier. Reds over the Nationals 3-2. As Nygaard will step in, And here's the first pitch. There's a called strike to Nygaard. 0-1. Nygaard grounded out back in the second inning. As this one's chopped towards short. And coming in quickly is Watson, who'll flip on to first to retire the side. So the Miners go quickly in the bottom of the sixth. When we come back in the seventh, Kyle Howard will take over the play-by-play duties for the rest of this one. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
We're back here in the top of the seventh inning as the first pitch has popped up down the third base line. Niles Nygaard giving chase. That's out of play. Facing the catcher, Cameron Comer. Comer officially 0 for 1 in the ball game. Reached on a walk back in the fourth inning. That was a 2-out walk. He'd be left stranded. Here's the 0-1 from the pitcher, Harrington. Pop foul out of play again. It'll be an 0-2 count on the catcher here for Comer. His 10th ball game this season. Fastball away this time, misses. A 1-2 count on him now for the lefty Comer. Here's a pitch. Changeup misses low in the dirt. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield and infield both going to play straight away on Comer. Here's a 2-2. Fastball away. Full count now on Comer. 3-2 pitch coming. Here's the payoff pitch. Chopped down the third base line and just evading the bag again. That's a foul ball here as Nygaard picks it up in foul ground. We'll go full again. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Comer. Started as an 0-2 count. Comer's worked it full and now fouled a pitch off. Now over 100 pitches at 108 is the pitcher Harrington. He delivers 109 right here. Swing and a miss on a strikeout here. Pitch number 109 is 54th strike of the evening. And another strikeout registered for Harrington tonight. That's number 2 on the night for him. And now he'll face Kyle Watson, the shortstop here, with 1 man out here in the top of the 7th. Harrington winds and delivers. Curveball in there for a called strike. It's an 0-1 count now. Watson 0 for 2 in the day. Grounded to the second baseman and grounded to short his last time up. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. Did it go around? Rob Mays says yes. 0-2 count now on Kyle Watson. Watson trying to start a rally here. His team down by a run. Miners able to play a couple of runs. Make that 3 runs. Back in the 4th inning to take a 3-2 lead. That's where we are right now. Pop foul on the right field line out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Harrington ready with the 0-2. It's a ground ball between the shortstop and third baseman and Nygaard and Wolf. That's a base hit into left field. So now a one-out base hit by the shortstop, Kyle Watson. It's the first time he's reached tonight. That'll bring up the top of the order and Luke Hamblin now.
And it looks like the skipper, Ben Taylor, is going to come for him. James Harrington really pitching some of his best stuff in the past 2 innings or so, has really calmed down into this one, but the pitch count getting really high.
And with somebody warming up in the bullpen, it looks like that might be it for him. Harrington shaking his head thinking, oh, no, this might be it on the night. We're waiting to see, and it will be it for him. Sebastian Valenzuela will be on his way in. We'll have him out here for just a moment with one man out here in the top of the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 Miners lead. Valenzuela trying to keep it right where it's at. We'll be back in just a moment with more Matsu Miners baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field here in the top half of the 7th inning with one man out. Sebastian Valenzuela, the left-hander from Grand Canyon, will take total of the rubber. 6 foot, 165-pounder from Yuma, Arizona. 0-0 on the year with a 3.29 earned run average. He's worked in 4 games, 2 starts, one of those against the Pilots, which we'll describe in just a second. He has 1 save on the year, struck out 11, walked 6, and allowed 9 hits. And that start was back on June 17th, a 5 innings pitch one, allowed a run that was unearned, allowed 3 hits in that one, struck out 3 and walked 1, facing 21 batters. The Miners will lose in extra innings that night, 2-1 here at Herman Brothers Field. But he replaces James Harrington. So Luke Hamblin steps in, a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Throw over to first base and back safely. Final line on Harrington tonight, 6 in the 3rd innings, faces 27 batters, allows 2 runs, both of those earned, 3 hits, 1 of those a double, while striking out 2 and walking 5. There are 113 pitches, 58 of those for strikes. Should the Miners hold on, he is in line for the victory tonight. A 3-2 ball game here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Hamlin's a fastball upstairs. It's a 1-0 count.
That runner on first base is right now the responsibility of James Harrington, as Kyle Watson was able to get a single off him.
Throw back over to first base. Safe is Hamblin.
But
safe is Watson.
This matchup really makes sense because of the lefty-lefty as much as anything, too, here playing the numbers game, and also Harrington with 113 pitches.
Pop up on the left side. Both Plunkett and Nygaard are going to give chase toward the Pilots' dugout, but that one's good. They're both going to run out of room here. Goes out of play. A 1-1 count coming on the center fielder Hamblin. Hamblin has walked and scored a run back in the 3rd. He's flown out twice as well. Looking to inflict damage to tie this ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. The Pilots jumped out to a 2-0 lead back in the 3rd. The Miners would answer 3 of their own in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's where we are now, 3-2, top 7 here at Herman Brothers Field. They throw over to first base, and they've got Kyle Watson picked off. On to first, and now over to second base is covering Tyler Wolf. They apply the tag to Kyle Watson, and he's picked off base. Nice play there by Sebastian Valenzuela to look over as he started to run towards second base and try to steal there. The pickoff makes out number 2 here for Hamblin, changes the dynamics of this inning a little bit. Here's a pitch to Hamblin. It's a fastball down low in the dirt. It goes back to the screen. 2-1 count now. But now Hamblin, as opposed to trying to tie the game with maybe a ball in the gap, now bats by with nobody on base here.
And just think that ball that just got to the backstop would have advanced the base runner too. So big pickoff there for Sebastian Valenzuela.
Here's a 2-1 as a fly ball hit the center field. A dive toward the infield grass from the catch by Alex Caruso. Wouldn't have mattered, I guess, anyway, had he reached second base on the ball that got back to the screen, as Caruso would have robbed a base hit there. We head to the bottom of the seventh inning. 3-2, the Miners lead it. They look to play add-on. Listen to Matsu Miners baseball here at Herman Brothers Field, the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Nick Meserve assumes the rubber again. The lefty pitching very well at this point. Finds himself behind the game 3-2 at this point, though, as well. He allowed 3 runs back in the fourth inning. Those are the only runs he's allowed at this point, but unfortunately at this point would be taking the loss to the game in now. Throwing just 69 pitches, 50 of them for strikes. He's been pounding the zone tonight. Striking out 6 and walking 1, facing 23 batters here in the sixth. He's allowed 4 hits as well. All 3 of those runs he's allowed are earned as well. Seventh inning stretch is brought to you by the proud ladies at the Cindy Heal Allstate Insurance Agency, located at miles 3 of the Palmer-Wasilla Highway at Midtown Estates. Where you are in good hands, ours. Give us a call and stop by anytime. Cindy, Kelsey, Julie, and Sky are ready to be your trusted advisors. Go Miners! First pitch to Tanner Nishioka misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. Meserve comes set now, ready with the 1-0 to Nishioka. Here's the pitch. Chop foul down the left field line. 1-1 count. Tanner flew out to the short, or popped up to the shortstop his first time up. Also singled and came around to score, and he stole home a double steal that would plate the tying run at the time, and he would end up the run, or actually make the go-ahead run, at the time. He would come around to score then, a double steal. Fastball away. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Miners scoring 3 in that fourth inning. He was the final run of that inning. Coming set with it and delivering is Meserve. Fastball way up and away. 3-1 now on Nishioka. Officially 1 for 2 with that RBI. Here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play, and be a 3-2 count on him. Foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Nishioka now with 9 RBIs for that RBI earlier. He bats with a 3-2 count on him. Ground ball back up the middle. That'll fall in for a base hit. Rounding first and putting on the brakes right there is Nishioka. He has a second hit of the night. Nice night for him, quietly. Now it'll bring up Jake Schleppenbach with a runner on first base and nobody out.
And that breaks a streak of 7 consecutive retired by Nick Meserve, who was pretty methodical after that tough fourth inning. But now Tanner Nishioka puts him in a tough spot with the single here to start the bottom of the 7th.
They throw over to first base and Nishioka back safely. He's successful in his only chance stealing a base this year. Schleppenbach also singled and drove in a run back in that fourth inning. Throw back over and safe is Nishioka. Here's a pitch. Squaring around a bunt is Schleppenbach, and he pulls back, though, takes a ball outside. A 1-0 count on Jake. Jake driving in run number 7 on the season with that single. He also steals second. He was part of that double steal. Popped up, back to the screen, and an attempted bunt by Schleppenbach, and makes it a 1-1 count on him. On deck, the catcher is Zach Plunkett. Miners trying to play add-on here in this bottom half of the 7th inning, a 3-2 ball game. So Pilots outfield now going to shift on the late shift again. Throw over to first base back safely is Nishioka. It's Hamblin playing out in the left center field gap a little bit. Infield a double play depth with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's a pitch. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. Kreitz can't handle it. It'll go into right field. We'll see how they score that. Skipped off his glove and into right field. Onto second base goes Nishioka. They score that an error on Kreitz, so it was a tough play there for him. But they skipped off his glove, which allowed both Nishioka to advance and Schleppenbach to reach base safely at first. So now back-to-back runners reach to start the inning, and maybe the Miners trying to play add-on here in the inning. 3-2 the score here in the bottom of the 7th.
I will give Kreitz a little bit of the benefit of the doubt in the fact that it was a ball that was hit really hard, but still a play that he probably needed to make there at second base.
Now Zach Plunkett going to try to bunt at this one. He pops it over our head, and he makes a funny reaction to it, saying, "Woo!"
That was one of the hardest bunts I've ever seen. It sailed a long way, but it was a hard pitch from Meserve, and I think that's what contributed to that.
Zach, a funny guy. They're also having a little fun with it as well and realizing that he popped that one up a little bit too high. The fastball misses away. 1-1 count on him. Trying to bunt the runners over here with a 1-1 count. Runners on first and second. No outs here in the inning. Meserve delivers the 1-1. Bunt in right in front of home plate. Fielding is Veer's going to throw over to third base. He's safe. Zach Plunkett going to get an infield hit on the base hit. Veers tried the risky route. He charged from first base, trying to get him out at third base and nip the runner, but Nishioka a little bit too fast over there at third base.
Now batting your right fielder, number 18, Connor.
And now Connor Wanhanen bats with the bases loaded, nobody out. Miners on top 3-2. This could be a big inning for them, trying to play add-on.
Yeah, the problem was there, Nishioka knew the bunt was going to come, so that gave him a better opportunity to be able to get a better jump at second base. Hence, he's able to reach quickly.
So Meserve with a little bit of trouble as he delivers a curveball inside that misses the Wanhanen. Connor doubled back in the 3rd inning. Struck out swing his last time up. Looking to put one in the gap here as those Pilots are playing the late shift on him. Fastball misses low and away. A 2-0 count on him. Nowhere to put Connor Wanhanen right now. It's the infield moving in on him, trying to prevent the run from scoring. They will not play at double play depth. They will try to prevent the run in a 3-2 ball game. The Miners on top here in the bottom of the 7th. So pop foul and out of play down the left field line. It's a 2-1 count on him.
Big cut that time from Wanhanen. Didn't miss it by much. Was a good pitch from Meserve, and yet still able to get very solid contact on it was Connor Wanhanen.
Meserve coming set. He delivers home. Slap foul back to the screen. Strike number 59 delivered by him and throwing just 26 balls, but his pitch count rising a little bit here. A 2-2 count on Connor Wanhanen. The infield brought in. Also playing the left shield, the late shift, on the outfielder of the Pilots, and that's Hamblin playing left center field gap, and he's very shallow. All 3 runs easily. And here's a fly ball hit to center. It's going to fall right where Hamlin actually comes in to make the catch. Look like the ball might fall for a second. Hamlin, that's exactly why he played shallow on that one, I guess. He charged in to get that ball, but it looked like it was going to fall for a second.
That's a very alert play that time from Hamblin, because with the infield pulled in, none of them were going to get to that ball. Hamblin playing up that time was able to get to that ball quickly. Not a bad place for Wanhanen to put it. Hamblin was just in the right position to make that play.
So with one man out here and the bases loaded, it's Alex Caruso. First pitch, a curveball in there for a called strike on the outside edge. 0-1 on him. Hamblin going to play in the same spot as he played a moment ago. There's a huge gap in the right center field gap. If Caruso can turn on a fastball or any other pitch, curveball gets down the dirt. 1-1 count. It's one man out. Caruso, a good fastball hitter, so I'm not sure if he'll see many fastballs in this at bat. The infield does move back to double play depth now, trying to end the inning. A 3-2 ball game. The base is loaded for Caruso. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Now down in the count is Caruso. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Zervi coming that time with one of his most effective sliders of the evening, able to get Caruso to chase. That was a big strike for him now ahead in the count 1-2, trying to put away Caruso.
Caruso looking for his first hit of the evening. Here's this one popped out and away. It's a 1-2 count. So now Caruso bats here. He waves the bat around. A 1-2 count. Here it is. Line drive, left field. That falls for a base hit. On to score comes Tanner Nishioka. The bags will still be full, but the Miners gain a run. It's 4-2. Alex Caruso drives home RBI number 14 on the season.
Your shortstop, number 7, Tyler Wolf.
And that makes it a 2-run ball game. Missouri having all sorts of trouble here in the inning, and that's going to draw a mound visit from the pitching coach. We're going to talk things over and try to sort things out, but a tough inning here for the pitcher in Missouri here. Has loaded the bases, got the out he wanted from the Connor Wanhanen on a fly out the shallow center field. Now gives up a base hit with 1 out to Caruso. That plates a run. So it breaks up the mound visit here. Actually going to have a pitching change here as well. So as that happens, we'll go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have more Matsu Miners baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Jesse Stallings, the right-hander, working in his first game here coming in. And he comes in a big situation. A lot of trust brought by the skipper, Darren Westergaard here. 1 man gone here in the inning. The infield staying at double play depth. Here's a pitch. Fastball on the outside edge for a called strike. Stallings at LSU. As he comes set. Looks in for the sign. Out the bases loaded. 1 run already in. 4-2 Miners, they lead it. Here's a pitch. Curveball to Tyler Wolf for a called strike. It's an 0-2 count now. Wolf looking for his first hit of the night also. So he comes set now. Looks back at the runner, second. Now he delivers. Line drive into center field. Will it fall? It'll be caught in a dive by Hamlin. They'll tag and bring the runner home. And evading the tag and sliding around is Jake Schleppenbach. He scores a run. Throw a little bit offline coming from the center fielder Hamlin. Pulls Comer off the bag a little bit. Now sliding his left hand in to score is Jake Schleppenbach. The Miners lead at 5-2 in the sacrifice fly.
A nice hit ball by Tyler Wolf, and even better play by Hamblin. He had to get over there and really quickly because that ball shading towards the left center field gap. Hamblin was playing the late shift and barely got over there in time. They will make the play. Big out, but still 2 runners on, and Vance Vizcaino, a dangerous hitter, up.
Vizcaino going to line this one to left field, and making the catch out in left field is Anderson. He gave the chase toward left center field gap to make the catch. He gets that catch to end the inning, but RBI number 7 from Tyler Wolf extends that lead again, 5-2. And Caruso driving in his 14th, the batter right before him. We head to the top of the 8th inning, 5-2 Miners lead it, right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back onto the hill for his, and I think this will be his attempted first full inning of work. He worked 2/3 of an inning to get out of the 7th inning, and he bailed out James Harrington. Harrington now still in line for the win. The Miners tacking on two more runs there in the bottom of the 7th inning and have a 5-2 lead. As Valenzuela pitching very well so far, getting the two outs to end the inning in the 7th, and looking to keep the game right where it's at as they'll face Jack Anderson momentarily. Throwing his last warm-up pitch here. The Miners again tacking on those 2 runs on a single to left center field by Caruso. And then a sacrifice fly out the bat of Tyler Wolf with 1 man out. So that's where we stand here in the top of the 8th inning. 5-2 Miners as Jack Anderson steps in. Fouls this one back to the screen. It's 0-1 on Anderson. Jack today is singled, walked, and grounded the first baseman. He did come around to score also back in that 3rd inning. Slider missing away from Valenzuela. It's a 1-1 count. Anderson looking to try to start a rally here. The Miners fell behind 2-0, but have since scored 5 unanswered runs. Here's the 1-1. Curveball down low. 2-1 count now from lefty Valenzuela. Lefty on lefty matchup here. The infield and outfield both playing straight away. 5-2 ball game. Slider misses away. It'll be a 3-1 count now. As first pitch is taken in for a strike, but now 3 consecutive balls thrown by the lefty Valenzuela. Here's the line, the 3-1. Foul back to the screen. We'll go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jack, 6'2", 205-pound freshman. He's at Oregon State. Here's the line, the 3-2. Pop down the left field line. Vizcaino and Nygaard going to give chase, and thankfully for them, it goes foul. That would have been trouble, at least 2 for Jack Anderson, as Nygaard and Vizcaino gave chase for it, and neither one could get to it. So just a long strike for Jack Anderson. It'll be a full count again to him. Everyone retreats back to those positions now. Now ready with the 7th pitch of the at-bat here is Valenzuela. He winds and fires. Slider just missing outside. That's ball 4 to Jack Anderson, and a leadoff walk issued. Runner on first base with nobody out here.
Third time that Jack Anderson's reached today. He's been really patient at the plate. Has had a lot of cuts up there, but in 2 of his at-bats now has drawn a walk. And that 3-pitch single back in the 3rd.
So now that brings up Kevin Veers. Veers has walked twice on the night. Has been left stranded both times. Also popped up to the shortstop his first time up. Takes the first pitch fastball in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to him. Coming set with it is Valenzuela. Looking back to runner at first. Now he throws back over to first base. Diving back safely is Jack Anderson, who's now reached base 3 times tonight. Short lead for Anderson at first. Valenzuela looks him back. The 0-1 is fly to deep right field and heading toward the Miners bullpen foul. Hit very well off the bat of Veers, but a little bit too foul for him. 0-2 count coming to him. 6 foot, 200-pound first baseman for this team. The lefty-on-lefty matchup with the infield at double play depth. They throw back over, and Jack Anderson's back safely. Up towing the rubber again is Valenzuela. Coming set with it now. Looking back to runner at first. The 0-2, here it is. It's a slider that drops a little bit, had a little bit of bite at the end of it. Started up and dropped over about belt high. A beautiful pitch from Valenzuela gets Kevin Veers fooled. First strikeout from the lefty Valenzuela, and there's out number 1 here in the inning.
Valenzuela's thrown a lot of good off-speed pitches this season. That had to be his best one. Enormous amount of bite. Kevin Veers had no shot at swinging at that one. Great strikeout pitch there for Valenzuela.
No chance for Veers to take any chance of that one. Vasquez will bat now. Eugene today is doubled back in the first and flown out to center field. That was a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd that scored a run. Also lined out to the first baseman as he takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 to him. Infield still at double play depth. The outfield straight away now with 1 man gone. Runner on first base. They check the runner at first. And just safe there is Jack Anderson. Nice swipe tag there by Hunter Simmons. Nearly got him there. But now the 0-1 coming to the lefty and Eugene Vasquez. Checking the runner again, and Jack Anderson back safely. 595 make their way on out to Herman Brothers Field to cheer on the Matsu Miners tonight. Miners lead a 5-2 in front of them tonight. We're here in inning number 8 in the top half. Here's a pitch. Chop foul right to the Miners dugout. Calvin LeBrun over there to grab it. Even on an off day, playing a little defense over there is LeBrun. Zach Plunkett going to come out to the mound to speak a little bit with Valenzuela and make sure they're on the same page. Activity in the Miners bullpen with Trent Thompson loosening. No activity in the Pilots bullpen, though. Now the meeting breaks up. Vasquez set to dig back in. Waiting on the 0-2. 1 man out. Infield at double play depth. Outfield straight away. Valenzuela comes set. He delivers. Another slider that fooled Vasquez, almost identical to the last pitch he struck out Veers with. A lot of bite on that one also that dropped about 3 inches. What a nasty pitch from the lefty Valenzuela that's fooled back-to-back hitters, and really no chance for a left-handed hitter, Kevin.
simply filthy. I mean, when you look at Valenzuela and how he even started off that at bat, starts with that slider that he's throwing in what many times is a fastball count, completely fools Vasquez from the start. From there, just not able to catch his footing, was barely able to foul one off, and then comes back again with that pitch that it's been on tonight, but especially in this inning, it's been very well known and seen how effective that pitch is.
And despite those nasty pitches of strikeouts there, on 3 pitches each time make that, Matt Greeley will come out to have a mound visit with Valenzuela here to make sure everything's still in order. Runner on first base, 2 men out. For the time being, Trent Thompson has sat down. Valenzuela coming set now. Runner on first base, looks him back. Now he delivers to Alberto Carrillo. Here's a slider that runs inside, and it's a called strike. It's a beauty again. 0-1 now. Carrillo 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out swinging. He bats with 2 outs. Fastball just high. There'll be a 1-1 count on Carrillo. Alberto from Santa Ana, California, to the University of Southern California. Here's a 1-1 to him. Fastball down on the dirt. It'll be a 2-1 count. ...2014 Ryan Lemon Senior All-Star Game selection and home run champion here, so he's got a lot of power. That's probably why Matt Greeley wanted to come out there and ensure that he didn't make a mistake pitch here to make this a 1-run game. Here's the pitch. Fastball down low. It's a 3-1 count now on Carrillo. Hunter Simmons holding Jack Anderson tight at first base. 3-1 count. 2 men out here in the inning. Top of the 8th inning. 5-2 Miners are on top. Here's a pitch. Fastball down low. That's ball 4. Carrillo will advance to first base with the walk. Trent Thompson has begun to loosen a little bit again. Not sure what the stoppage was for him for a second. But he's back up and loosening again for the Miners. Wonder if he might come in to pitch the 9th inning. Try to get the save opportunity with Brick Paskowitz working 5 innings last night. Figures to not be available tonight, so maybe he's the one to try to get the save tonight. But now, here in this inning, we have a pinch hitter here of Jack Loboski. Jack pinch hitting for Joe Wainhouse in the DH spot. Loboski looking for his 6th hit of the year, He has 1 RBI in the year, has walked 4 times. That's going to bring out the skipper, Ben Taylor, and I think that's going to be it for Valenzuela here. Great outing in relief for him. Does have the runners on first and second. Those are both his responsibility, but it'll be Trent Thompson coming in. He'll have the tying run at the plate, a 5-2 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. He looks to slam the door again here in the 8th. We'll come back with his action in just a moment. You listen to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Trent Thompson takes over on the hill. He's 1-0 on the year in 10 games, 13-2 Third innings pitched this year, striking out 11, walking 3, and allowing 10 hits. And this the fourth time he's pitched against the Pilots this year. So far, it's worked 5 2/3 innings, allowing 5 hits against them, striking out 4 and not walking 1, make that. But the night is done for Valenzuela, who pitches very well in relief, facing 5 batters, works an inning in the third. He strikes out 2 and walks 2. There's 22 pitches, 12 of them for strikes. But both the runners on first and second are his responsibility. Trent Thompson trying to nail things down here. The righty from Central Florida, from Tampa, Florida originally. 6'3", 245-pounder. He's a sophomore at Central Florida. He's going to do work against Jack Lebowski. His first at-bat of the night. He's pinch hitting against the new pitcher. Some activity going on in the minors pen as well. It's Byron Hood. Not sure if he's right now. He's just warming up. Maybe he's not sure if he's actually seriously warming up or if he's just out there loosening and trying to stay fresh. As he's just doing under tossing out there and underhand tossing, make that. Trent Thompson toes the rubber. 2 men out here in the inning. Runners on first and second. 5-2 the Miners lead it. Here's a pitch. Popped up down the first base line. That'll go out of play. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Trent Thompson now on the hill with an 0-1 count on Jack Lebowski, the right-handed hitter. He comes set with it. The look of the runner at second. He delivers. Ground ball backed up the middle. That'll fall in for a base hit. Caruso going to come in charging. He'll have his throw cut off by Hunter Simmons across the mound. Their bases will be loaded. A leadoff base hit, or not a leadoff base hit, but a base hit to start things for Jack Lebowski. A pinch hit base hit at that. And now the bases will be loaded for a pinch hitter and Corby Batesel.
Now pinch hitting for the Glacier Pilots.
Pilots electing to go to the bench here late, trying to put a little offensive punch. But now that base runner on first base is the tying run. The go-ahead run at the plate and Corby Batesel. Coming set with it is Trent. Here's a pitch. Curveball in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 on Batesel. Corby looking for hit number 5 on the year. He has 1 run batted in on the year. I'd like to add to that right here to tie the game. 5-2 the Miners lead it. It's Thompson with an 0-1 count on Corby. He's pinch hitting for Carson Kreitz at second base. Curveball runs inside on Corby Batesel. It's a ball, 1 strike. No activity now for the Miners. And a 5-2 ball game here in the 8th. Infield and outfield both straight away with a force at any base. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low. It's a 2-1 count now. Nowhere to put Batesel. Going to have to throw a strike will Trent Thompson. Thompson shaking off the signs now against the lefty Batesel. Now we'll step off again. Now he heads back to the rubber, comes set. Likes the sign, comes set again. Here's a pitch. Ground ball to the first base bag. Hunter Simmons has an easy beat on it here. He takes it himself. Out number 3 here in the inning. So Trent Thompson comes on in relief and allows a base hit, but leaves them all stranded. The bases are left stranded for the Pilots. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still 5-2 Miners right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Matt DiOrio is set to lead things off as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-2, the Miners lead it. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Miners. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Glacier Pilots. As Stallings will deliver the first pitch. And it's a changeup at the knees for a called strike to DiOrio. Jesse Stallings facing the DH and DiOrio. DiOrio is 0 for 2 officially. Did reach base on a walk back in the 4th and also came around to score the inning. Takes a fastball upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Waves the bat around now. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss in a fastball. Behind the count is DiOrio, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Miners trying to play add-on here. They lead at 5-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the wind, the pitch to DiOrio. Chop foul back to the screen, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Pilots playing a late shift again on DiOrio with Hamblin playing out in the left center field gap. The infield playing straight away here. The wind and the 1-2 from Jesse Stallings is down low and inside. It's a ball. It'll be a 2-2 count now on the 4th cleanup hitter tonight. Stallings winds and fires a 2-2. Slap out on the left field line again, and it's going out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Now the 2-2 again. Fly ball hit to center field. Racing toward the left center field gap now and making the catch is Hamblin. A couple of steps to his right. And now with 1 man out here in the inning, it'll be Niles Nygaard to bat. Niles today has singled and scored back in the 4th inning. It's also grounded out twice. So Miners looking again to add to their lead here. 5-2. They fell behind 2-0 back in the 3rd inning, but have scored 5 unanswered runs. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Miners getting 3 in the 4th and 2 more in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Hunter Simmons on deck. He came in defensively last inning for Tanner Nishioka. Here's the 0-1. Fastball in the same location on the outside edge for a called strike. 0-2 now on Nygaard. And a very late shift played by Hamblin out in right center field now. A big gap out in center field and left center field for Nygaard. Here's the 0-2. Popped up on the right side. Kevin Veers giving chase and will make the catch. A couple steps to his right here to make the catch and get the out here. Now out number 2 for him.
Now batting, your first baseman, number 20, Hunter.
Hunter Simmons now will be the 2-out batter. Trying to keep the inning alive. Hunter with his first plate appearance tonight. Right-handed batter. His 22nd plate appearance of the season. First pitch in there for a called strike on him. Hunter's walked 5 times this year and then driven in a run in his plate appearances. He fouls this one back to the screen and he's quickly behind no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2, 2 outs. And again, Hamblin nearly playing in right field right now with the shift. A big gap in left center. Fastball called strike 3 on the knees. Hunter Simmons not happy with the call, but he's going to take it regardless. He heads back to the dugout for out number 3. Jesse Stallings turns a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We head to the top of the 9th inning. It's the last rally time for the Glacier Pilots. They trail at 5-2. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball here on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. For up-to-date scores, schedules, rosters, and much more, visit www.alaskabaseballleague.com. Your home for everything ABL. Well, it's not Brick Pasco's time tonight, but it is Trent Thompson time. He comes in now as well. He came in the top half of the 8th inning, make that, and allowed a base hit, but then got an out to end the inning. Now he's attempting to slam the door down and get his first save of the season here. So he does work against Cameron Comer. He delivers. Curveball gets the inner edge and ahead in the count. 0-1 is Trent Thompson. Miners looking for win number 20 on the season and 25 tries. They have a 5-2 lead here in the top of the ninth. Here's a pitch. Curveball misses low and away. It's a 1-1 count on J.J. Wagner, who pinch hits. Wagner awaiting the 1-1. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. A 1-2 count. Thompson looking in for the signs. He winds and delivers a 1-2. Pop back right back at us. Nearly took us out up here. It's a 1-2 count. So now the righty Wagner batting with a 1-2 count on him. Looking for his 10th hit of the season as he fouls this one back to the screen. Wagner has driven in 4 runs this season as well, while working 6 walks. Now the righty facing the righty here with the infield and outfield playing relatively straight away. Caruso playing toward the right center field gap slightly. It's a curveball foul back to the screen again. J.J. Wagner having a little bit up behind these. Trying to take us out of here, I think. Continues to foul him back at about the same spot every time.
And our PA announcer, Wolfgang Winter, even came in saying that we're awake twice up here. J.J. Wagner got a kick out of that down on the field.
He chopped us one in front of home plate. This was going to roll foul down the third base line, though. So he'll head back to the dugout for a second. I thought they might have rolled him out, which would have been very confusing to me considering the ball was well foul. But heading back to the batter's box is J.J. Wagner now. It appeared that Rob Mays and Jim Shulock had made a motion toward out for some reason, but obviously not the case here as he heads back to the batter's box. 1-2 count to Wagner. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball down low in the dirt. It's a 2-2 count now. Wagner looking for a base hit to start the inning here. Start a rally. The Pilots trailing by a 5-2 score. Thompson shaking off a couple signs. Now from the windup, gets the sign he wants. He winds and fires. Fly ball hit deep down the left field line, and thankfully for Trent Thompson, that's foul. That would have been well out of here had he straightened that one out of here.
Pilots were looking for their second home run in this ballpark. A little out in front of it, though, was J.J. Wagner. Had a good cut. It was way out in front, though, fortunately for Thompson and the Miners.
And he gets in with a fastball here, swinging. So the long fly ball, that was a foul ball just the pitch before that. He blows him away with the fastball the very next pitch. Strikeout here for Trent Thompson, his first in his appearance here.
And a long battle, that time won by Trent Thompson, who was ultimately trying to win the war. Looking for save number 1. He's been a super efficient and effective setup man and 7th inning guy for this Miners team, but in a new role tonight with Brick Paskowitz not being available to pitch.
Curveball in there for a strike. It's an 0-1 count. Kyle Watson, the batter here. Watson, a shortstop. He's 1 for 3 in the day with a single his last time up in the 7th. 0-1 on him. Fastball at the knees, called strike. 0-2 now. Trent Thompson ahead. Caruso going to play toward the right center field gap on the late shift for him. The infield at normal depth, straight away. Thompson going to come set. Ready now with the 0-2 is he. He'll deliver home. Swing and a miss, and the fastball down swinging goes Kyle Watson. And 2 men gone here in the top of the 9th inning. The Miners have a 5-2 lead. Trent Thompson trying to get the last out to win the game.
That at bat a little easier for Trent Thompson. He came at him right away with fastball, attacking him. Also a curveball mixed in there. Did a great job mixing speeds and really confused Kyle Watson.
First pitch fastball misses away to Hamblin. Thompson winding and delivering. Here's a pitch. Fastball down low. 1-1 count. Hamblin reached back in the 3rd inning on a walk. It's officially 0 for 3 in the day, though. It's flown out 3 times since. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses low the knees. 2-1 count on him. Trent Thompson, a former closer at Central Florida, looking for his first save of the season here. He's got a 2-1 count on the left-handed batting Hamlin. This one lined to left field. That'll fall for a base hit over the outstretched arm of Tyler Wolf. So a 2-out base runner for the Pilots. Here in the top half of the 9th inning. Jack Anderson steps to the plate.
Number 38, Jack Anderson.
Very weak line drive that time from Luke Hamblin, but gets the job done because it was well placed. Nygaard and Wolf not able to get to it in time. So the Pilots keep themselves alive, at least for one more batter.
Now Jack Anderson has reached base 3 times, steps up. He singled back in the 3rd and was walked twice, and also grounded to the first baseman. Takes a first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. 0-1 to him.
Regardless if he's put out here, Jack Anderson increasing that 309 average today. Right now, 1 for 2.
Thompson comes set. Look at the runner at first. Now the delivery. Fastball down low. 1-1 count now on Anderson. Now Caruso going to play slightly toward left center field on the late shift here. Juan Hanan shifted slightly toward right center. Here's a 1-1. Fastball low and in. It's a 2-1 count now on Jack Anderson. Looking in for the sign is Trent Thompson. Shakes one off. Looks back, the runner at first, not being held on. Hamblin will go. The pitch taken. The no throw going to be called. Pitch in there for a called strike, and no throw made as nobody covers the bag. They allow him to take the base there. Another stolen base for Hamblin. Runner in scoring position with 2 men out, but 2 strikes now on the batter. Jack Anderson looking to drive him home. Hamblin just getting his 4th strikeout, or 4th stolen base make that of the season. The 2-2 pitch, 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Fastball just missing low. It's a full count now. Trent Thompson staring down his catcher and Zach Plunkett. Trying to strike out Anderson to end the game here. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's a delivery. Fastball misses low. On to first base goes Jack Anderson. There's runners on first and second. He'll have to face the tying run now. Kevin Veers will be the one who'll have to face, who's reached base twice, also via walk twice. He's popped up to the shortstop back in the 1st and also struck out looking in the 8th inning. The first strikeout victim of Valenzuela in the 8th. Matt Greeley going to come out to talk with him.
How about a great day for Jack Anderson, Kyle? Reaching base 4 times, had that single in the third and was able to score, but he's been able to walk. And in the first 2 instances when he was able to walk in the first and the 8th inning, he was borderline close to scoring again, reaching third base in both those instances. So he has been a really tough out today.
So now mound visit continuing to have a big mound visit here, trying to make sure everything's on the same page with 2 outs. Tying run at the plate. Veers with a lot of pop. Played for the Pilots last year and hit a few homers there. This year is homerless on the season, but with 1 swing of the bat could tie this baby up. 5 doubles and 2 triples on the season for him and 9 runs batted in. Someone you don't want to make a mistake to. I'm sure that's why Greeley went out there to talk to him. But nonetheless, 2 men out, runners on first and second. Trent Thompson staring down. The catcher Plunkett, he delivers. Fastball down low. 1 ball, no strikes from Thompson. Trent looking in for the sides. Shakes one off. He likes the call now. Now he delivers a 1-0. Fastball down low again. 2 balls, no strikes.
Folks, an iPhone was turned into the Beer and Apparel Shack.
Thompson going to take a step off the rubber for a second to regain himself, trying to get the final out of this ball game. He has a 2-0 count on Kevin Veers. Veers batting from the left-handed batter's box. Here's a pitch. Got a changeup over there at the belt for a called strike. 2-1 count now. Infield playing at normal depth with the forces any base except home. Outfield playing relatively straight away. Caruso playing slightly toward the left center field gap. Here's a 2-1. Fly ball hit to deep right field. On his horse is Juan Hannen, and over his head. He makes the play out in right center field. Around to score will be 1 run, and Hamblin rounding third and scoring now. Also making it a 5-4 game is Jack Anderson. So Kevin Veers make that, puts the double in the right center field gap to make this a 1-run ball game. And what seemed to be an easy inning for Trent Thompson to start out has turned to be anything but still just an out away from getting out of this one, giving the Miners a victory. But he'll have to do so against a guy that's been really a thorn in the side of the Miners all season long, and Eugene Vasquez. He had a double back in the first inning, but has been held quietly except for the sacrifice fly in the third. But has been held off the base pass since that double in the first. Swing and a miss in a fastball. Trent Thompson ahead. 0-1 count. Thompson comes set, delivers the 0-1. It's a swing and a miss and a changeup this time. And behind the count, Vasquez, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 men out here in the ninth. A moment ago, a double in the right center field gap. That made it a 1-run ball game off the bat of Kevin Veers. But now the 0-2. Here it is. Pop back to the screen again. 0-2 to Vasquez. Vasquez looking for the game-tying base hit. And Trent Thompson thinking, I want to strike him out to end this ball game here. Would have 3 strikeouts on the ninth if he could do it. Outfield and infield playing straight away. 0-2 count coming on Vasquez. 2 men out here in the top of the ninth. A 5-4 Miners lead. Here's the pitch. Swinging a miss. Trent Thompson got him, and guess what? Manager Ben Taylor win number 200 in his managerial career, and it comes in the 20th win of the Mat-Su Miners season this year in 25 tries. Congratulations to manager Ben Taylor, and a fine job he's done here. He gets a hug from Denise Christopher, the general manager's wife. Congratulations to him. He gets win number 200, a big one for him, I'm sure. And maybe he might be even happier the fact that his team now winning their 20th game in 25 tries. What a start to the season they've had. It gets a little scary in the 9th inning, but Trent Thompson gets his first save, and the Miners improve now and will extend their lead over the Pilots in this division and extend their overall season series now to 5-3 on that one. Kevin, a nice showing here as the Miners rally and hold on late.
Yeah, and they played really well. I mean, we know Kevin Veers had that big 2-run double in the 9th, and really that's another guy, just like Stefan Troskler. The Miners were able to stifle early in the season, but Troskler had that triple a couple days ago, finally break out and had a big hit against the Miners in that loss ultimately against the Miners to for the Bucks. But when you look at it, Kevin Veers here made it close, but the Miners getting it done with great pitching in the end. You look at James Harrington, who had a really rough 3rd inning in that contest, giving up those 2 runs, but Harrington able to get 6 in the 3rd, and then Valenzuela came on, got out of some jams. Trent Thompson did a good job as well, fighting hard, and even though he gave up that 2-run double, he was pretty good in that outing, and he came in and filled the role. The normal closer, Brick Pasquez, not able to pitch tonight, but when you look at it, this is a Miners team that has depth in this bullpen. We see that today, that even though they didn't have their normal 8th and 9th inning guys, that they were able to turn to Sebastian Valenzuela and able to turn to Trent Thompson to get the job done here. And while it was close, it was hard fought. The Pilots were knocking on the doorstep of tying this game. They have played very well here against the Miners in Herman Brothers Field, but ultimately the Miners get it done. They get win number 1 at home against the Pilots in the book, and win number 5 total over them. Big win for the Miners, too. Now 8 games by my count ahead, and still awaiting the results of the Chinooks, who are just trying to keep pace, but they're 6.5 back at best tonight, if not 7.5 back, depending on their results with the Goldpanners. So a good night for the Miners all in all. They'll take it and move on with the victory as they head on the road now, starting for 3 out of their next 4, and ultimately 4 out of their next 5 as they play this Pilots team in a big doubleheader on Monday night.
It'll be an exciting one for sure. And with this first save of the year, Trent Thompson strikes out the side in the 9th, despite allowing a couple of runs in there. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show for you. We'll have the skipper, Ben Taylor, win number 200. It should be a happy one tonight. And we'll also have the player of the game for you, so stay tuned here. You're listening to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to the Napa Auto Parts Postgame Show, joined by skipper Ben Taylor. Congratulations, first of all, on win number 200 for you.
Thanks,
Fantastic
man.
accomplishment for you, and a lot of years worth of work. So it's impressive to be able to accomplish that feat for you tonight.
I really appreciate it. It's I've been really, really blessed to coach in two really wonderful cities with two wonderful organizations, and got to coach some really, really good players and with some great assistant coaches. So it's a really lots of memories. Kind of makes you think about certain guys. Wins along the way, and it's a pretty cool night to be able to spend it here in Palmer, Alaska.
And not only to do that, but you get to check off another box tonight, won their 20th game in 25 tries. How does that feel to be able to do that all in one night?
Yeah, it feels really good. We haven't checked a box in a while, and these guys like doing that stuff. And we have a pick-off list that we have in the dugout, and we got to do that a couple of times tonight. So it was really cool.
And talk a little bit about the play where you took the lead on the double steal attempt, where in the box score it's going to show a stolen base of home by Tanner Nishioka. Was that a play where you told him just to run home, or was that? Talk a little bit about that play.
We weren't. Sean Winston, my assistant coach, he runs our base running, and he's got a great feel for the stolen base. And we had to do something, and we had two good runners with Schleppenbach at first and with Nish at third. And he asked me, he says, "When do you want me to go?" And I said, "I can't tell you when to go. If I tell you, it's too late. So you've just got to make a read on your own." And Schlepp got a good jump, and we picked the right pitch, and it was an awesome play. It was a great way to take the lead, and it was pretty awesome.
And your team rallies again. 2 of the last 3 nights you've rallied from behind. What does that mean from your team to see them rally from behind and not give up despite falling behind pretty early?
Yeah, that's what these guys do, though. They're out here at 8:30 in the morning working baseball camp. They're working on the field. They're out here getting their extra work in. And we've drawn some pretty good pitchers the last few nights. And, this league is tough. And, these guys are just really competing. It's pretty fun to watch.
And your bullpen does a fine job again. You bring in Trent Thompson to get the save in the 9th inning, giving Brick Pasquez the night off after 5 innings of work last night. Talk about the performance of your bullpen recently and how great they've been.
They've been awesome. But what the really big thing tonight was Harrington. I mean, Harrington gave us 6 1/3, and he didn't necessarily have his best stuff. He didn't necessarily have his worst stuff, but that kid competed every pitch he had tonight, and he battled for his club. We could have blown the bullpen really, really easy tonight, and he really nutted up and did just an awesome job. So, Harrington allowed the bullpen to operate as well as they did tonight. So it was really cool to see James step up like that.
And he battled through the jams that he had throughout the night, pitched very well, and starting tonight gets win number 3 for him, win number 200 for you, win number 20 for the team. Congratulations to you, Coach, and thank you for joining us
Thanks,
tonight.
man. And I want to thank my wife, Mandy. She puts up with a lot being a coach's wife, and I'm gone all the time. This is 10 summers out of 11 years of marriage I'm gone, and she's allowed me to chase this, and every one of these has been pretty special, and she's a big part of it. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us in the Coach's Show tonight here in the pregame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. The postgame show continue with us with the player of the game in just a moment with Kevin Peel. You're listening to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Thanks, man.
Welcome back into the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. I'm Kevin Peel, joined beside me by Tanner Nishioka, the player of the game. How are you feeling, Tanner?
Awesome. Great after win. Always good after win.
Very good. And you had a good night for yourself today. A couple hits at the plate. How are you feeling out there?
Feeling a little lucky, actually. Got a little lucky on some of those, but it was a fun day today. Always good to get a W.
But you're swinging early in the counts. Were those pitches that you liked that you were seeing from the starter, Nick Meserve?
I always just look fastball early in the counts, and there was a couple ones early today, so I got a couple hits, luckily.
And that's good. And what did you think what did you see out of your teammates at bats were, because it seemed like he was getting a lot of quick outs early and he was on top of his game, but you guys were ultimately able to get to him in a big way in the middle of the game in the fourth.
I thought it was a great team win. BT took us aside like maybe about the fourth inning and told us like today's not really about winning, it's more about being part of a team and playing as a team today, and I think we did that really well, and that's probably why we won today.
Well, that's good. And you did something that not a lot of people do. You stole home, and you can have credit for saying you stole home now up here in Alaska.
Yeah.
Take us through your thought process when you saw that Comer was throwing to second to try and get Schlepp.
Well, BT told me that Schlepp was probably stealing. It was 2 strikes, 2 outs, so it was a steal situation again, scoring position. And just right when he threw the ball, it just went. I saw him throwing to second, and I just hoped it was going through all the way. So got a little lucky there and scored.
Well, it was definitely a good call to take that base. That was ultimately what gave you guys the lead for good in that one. Now, looking at the other side, you guys had that big, long 15-inning game yesterday, and your bullpen was a little bit depleted maybe today. You didn't have Brick, you didn't have Corbin, but you saw Trent and Sebastian step up in big roles in relief of James Harrington, who was a workhorse in himself, pitching 113 pitches. What did you see out of the pitching staff today?
Well, I mean, our pitching staff's incredible. Every single guy can throw. Every single guy we have confidence in, and so it's nice having that. Absolutely, and we have confidence in every guy. So any guy we throw out there, we expect them to win the game.
Very good. Any last thoughts heading into Chugiak tomorrow, Tanner?
Just working hard and trying to stay on that grind. Absolutely.
Was it hard to recover from that 15-inning game?
We also have camp at like 8 in the morning. We have to show up at like 8:45. So we've been a little tired, but it's fun as a team to be around each other.
Very good. And this team will keep on grinding. Tanner Nishioka, nice game today, 2 singles, and also stole home. Thank you, Tanner.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. We'll be right back to wrap this one up. You're listening to the Napa Auto Parts pregame show on the Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Postgame Show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle Howard and Kevin Peel sitting here with you tonight. Again, Miners take this one 5-4 tonight. Late rally by the Pilots to try to make that one a tie game, and Kevin Veers certainly did everything he could to do that. But the Miners able to hold on. Trent Thompson gets his first save tonight. It's good to see him out there. You give Brick Pasquich a night off in the closer's role, and you see a guy pick him up. So it's encouraging to see that, and to see James Harrington, who threw a lot of balls tonight, but able to work out of every jam and pick himself up every time he gets in a jam. And he gets his third one tonight in impressive form. And obviously, I think going without being unsaid there is Ben Taylor getting his 200th win tonight. So a lot of positives for the Miners tonight. Also getting a 20th win, I guess, overall. So there's a million positives you can look at tonight. And maybe one not even being thought about is the fact that the Miners increased their lead over the Pilots. So many things that could be lost tonight, and all positives tonight. The Miners getting a 5-4 win, and so many different stories that can spin off of that. Kevin, what's your most impressive takeaway from tonight?
Well, when you look at it, this was an offense again that really fought hard. Came back from a 2-0 deficit, just like that Bucks game from a couple nights ago. Before that 1-0 15-inning marathon. This was a team that came back and got a strong 5-2 win over the Bucks. So it was a pretty similar performance to that tonight. The impressive thing for me was getting those 2-out timely hits. And we've seen the Miners do that this year. They have been able to register hits when they've had to have them. Tonight was no exception. All that damage in the 4th inning was with 2 outs. They also added a couple more runs in the 7th inning, which really helped propel them. And ultimately, again, kind of a knuckle, white knuckle type finish there in the game. But if you can remember how that 5-4 game finished last week against the Chinooks, when the bases were loaded and Brick Pasquich was on, even though Kevin Veers had that 2-run double to make it 5-4, with the way the Miners bats operated in the middle of this game, it didn't really feel like it was only a 1-run game. But let me tell you something about this Pilots team that falls now on the season to 12-15. They're 8-13 in conference play. When you look at them, this is a team that has not once been a blowout for the Miners. They have had a hard, tough-fought fight every single night from this Glacier Pilots team. They are very persistent. The thing is that the Miners have still been able to get 5 of those 8 down in the win column. So that is the positive thing for them. When you look at teams that could threaten them, if the Miners were able to win this division, this would be a very scary team to play in the top of the World Series if they would play them. They won't be able to because they're in the same division. But when you look at it, they are literally neck and neck with this team, and they've played them very hard. But the Miners have been a little bit better each night, and except for those 3 losses at home, they've been able to recover. A really good positive win for them. The team wanted to come out for the skipper today and get win number 200, and they really did for him today. They really supported him. It was a hard-fought effort. It probably wasn't their best effort. I know Harrington didn't have his best stuff. He threw a lot of balls, but still was able to grind. And really, when you look at his performance in the 6th and even latter stages of the 5th inning, early parts of the 7th inning, which I thought he still was pitching pretty well in the 7th inning, but a couple of base runners get on. That causes them to try to make the move to the bullpen, which was ultimately the right decision, bringing on Valenzuela and playing the numbers game too, playing the lefty versus the lefty Luke Hamblin, who came into this game averaging 340. He's a guy that can come in and get a hit for you at any time. So really that was a good decision ultimately, but I thought Harrington, after that 3rd inning, really calmed himself down, really pitched a good game. Got himself 6 1/3 solid innings, gets himself a win tonight, which is good for him. And also Trent Thompson gained his first save. So when you look at it, the hitting came up when it needed to. Clutch hitting got them the lead in that 4th inning. A couple very important insurance runs in that 7th inning helped out. Ultimately, the runs that decided this game. But the Miners, a team effort, maybe not their best, but definitely a good team effort. I would say so. I think they came to play today. The Pilots came to play too, gave them a good ride, and ultimately, Miners came out on top 5-4.
And another win over a division opponent, which is huge for them. They increased their division lead now over the Pilots, as you mentioned, 5-3 now. a big stride for them. And so, again, they'll play them again next Monday. They sweep that doubleheader, and they have the season series over them. So it's an encouraging performance for them tonight, and they look to get it done against the Pilots next Monday. But before that, they have the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, who they've already won the season series with, but they want to continue to beat up on them, and for lack of a better term, I guess, but they're trying to separate themselves in the division right now, and right now have a good-sized lead there, but certainly not too comfortable. 3 wins over the Chinooks might put the Chinooks out of the race, so big 3 days coming up for the Chinooks, and it should be an exciting one for the next couple of days for the Miners here.
Absolutely, and this is about the Miners continuing their solid play. This is something you don't want to necessarily focus on really in a big picture sort of thing. You want to start thinking about that best record, and they're in very great shape for that. Definitely not where this team's focus wants to be, but with a couple more wins, and this is a game-by-game process. I guarantee you that's what the skipper would say. I guarantee you that's what every single player would say, that it's a game-by-game thing, but with increased effort and an even better performance, they've had a lot of success against the Chinooks, 9-1, 7-1 in ABL play. They have a good chance here to keep pushing, and only 1 loss on the year in Chugiak so far. So that's been a good place for them to go and score some runs and win some games. So we'll see if they can do that tomorrow and get that record up over 20 wins, now at 20-5. What a start, Kyle. Could we imagine this really from afar? No, but I mean, when you look at this team and how they perform and how they go out every single night and find a way to win, no matter what it is, no matter how much the offense is struggling, no matter if the pitching doesn't have their best stuff, they find a way to win every night. And again, they come out tonight, get a win, 18th in conference play, 28th overall.
And they look to continue it tomorrow as they head to Chugiak. They have a 4-1 homestand, an impressive performance here at home. And again, they beat the Pilots for the first time at home. It's been kind of unexplainable why that's happened, where they've been able to go on the road and play so well in Anchorage, and they were 0-3 up until tonight at home. But another hard, fat battle by the Pilots. The Miners take this one tonight, and they, again, win number 200 for the skipper, Ben Taylor. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Miners as a team, winning their 20th game in 25 tries. That sounds unbelievable. I know it's hard to process and wrap your mind around to think about that. And congratulations to James Harrington getting his 3rd win tonight as the Miners improved to 20-5 and 18-5 in ABL play. And now we'll gain another game over the Glacier Pilots tonight, and depending on what the Chinooks do, could potentially, if they were to fall in that one, they have a giant lead in that one right now. Last I checked, it was 11-5. But so should the Goldpanners come back, they could gain a game on the Chinooks. Obviously, if they win 3 with the Chinooks, they could gain 3 more games on them. So we'll be back with you tomorrow night, pregame at 6:45. At the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, Kevin Peel and I will have the play-by-play action for you in Chugiak. Join us tomorrow night for that. But for tonight, Miners won it 5-4. They improved to 20-5, 18-5 in the ABL. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kyle Howard for Kevin Peel. So long, and have a wonderful evening.